What's up, fans, family, and welcome back to TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Man, we had a great conversation earlier, and I got to thinking because a lot of people had a lot of things to say about it. So I figured, hey, it may be time for us to have a roundtable conversation where we invite anyone on. Anyone can come on, have a conversation with me about any topic that you like. Just kick back, enjoy the night, and talk some Miami Dolphins football. Grab you something to drink, whatever you want to do. If you got some free time on your hand, come hang out. We're going to talk some Miami Dolphins football. Already got the mug filled, ready to go, man. So I'm going to get the link. All right? And I'm going to post the link in the comment section. So if you want to come join, this is your opportunity, you know. Last stream, I saw a lot of, where's the link? Hey, right here. Let's have a conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and have a conversation. All right, so we got 60 people already. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button on your way in so we can have a party tonight. We want to get over 200 so we can have some good, productive conversation. No. You know, this isn't, I'm not sipping on any vodka. You know, I actually got a slow sipper tonight. Have it right next to me. Some Bailey's Irish Cream. Just a slow sipper, just kick it back, relax. See, that's what you do when the day, you know, had a long day. You want to kick back, relax, man. Just a little something with some ice, you know. It's that simple. Where's the link? It didn't drop? Yeah, the link is in the comment section. The link is right there in the comment section. I'm dropping it right now. How y'all doing today, man? How is everyone doing? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. We already got our resident hater who came in the building, so we got one dislike. We'll get it to 10. The haters will show up eventually. You know, it's a full-time job being a hater, y'all. How was the chicken, TD? The chicken tetrazzini, man, listen, it was fire. I actually made me a little bowl to the side so when I'm done tonight, I can just snack on it, man. It was that good. It was delicious. Man, she did it. The wifey did it, man. I will tell you that she did it. What's up, Donald? I see you over in Facebook. My Facebook family over here right now. I see y'all. That's what's up, man. We got 4 from Facebook, 73 from YouTube. So if y'all hit that like button, it'll give a notification for more people to come through, all right? TD, the only YouTuber who pisses me off and makes me laugh at the same time. Pins up. No excuses. Hey, I'm with you, homie. Man, so we're going to have us a good conversation. Now, if you're backstage, I need to see your face, all right? We done got burnt before. Somebody didn't show their face, and next you know, I let them on, and they were showing something provocative on the screen. So I got bit with that when I had to remove the video. So I don't want that to happen again. So that's why I require to actually be able to see you, all right? So again, if you want to join the stream tonight in the conversation, this is your opportunity. Come backstage now, or get ready to come backstage. Because I don't want you to feel bad as if I missed out on you or I ignored you backstage. This is a prime time to get in right now. Got a few people backstage, but I'm letting it pile up a little. I'm going to give a little 2 more minute call. All right. Oh, it's a Zoom type thing. Yes, if you want to come on, the link is right there. You can join. All right. Kick back, talk some Miami Dolphins football, Miami Dolphins offseason, Miami Dolphin trade rumor, Miami Dolphin quarterback talk, all of that, man. Whose channel is the roundtable? There is no roundtable this week. It's going to be after the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. We had it last week, right? And it's not this week. It'll be after the Super Bowl. Oh, maybe it is this week. I don't know. I got to check with those guys. Time may have flown on me. I'm loading my laptop. All right, Florida born, Kentucky grown. We waiting on you. I got 2 people backstage, so we're going to get started real soon. Rashad, I see you. Russell, I see you. Y'all be patient with me, homie. All right. We going defense or offense in the draft? Great question. Maybe that's the first question I'll ask the panel tonight. This is your opportunity. You want to join the panel. Any and everybody's welcome. Not any and everybody, but most of all people are welcome. All right, nice. Be backstage in a couple. All right, Marcus. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. We got 100 people in the room. Again, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. We're gonna have a good show for the haters. You know, the only sad thing is the haters can't hit the dislike button more than once. So sorry to the haters. But anyway, y'all hit the like button. All y'all who appreciate the streams, get it right, TD. You always late for that round table. Hey, I'm here now, Dommy. I'm here now. That's all that matters, man. So where are you at? All right. TD, what you had for dinner? Chicken tetrazzini. It was amazing. The wife did it, man. She did it. All right. Anyway, man, I know these guys backstage are bored of me talking this crazy talk. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and bring them in. Finsanity, I see you, girl. Snowing like crazy here. Yes, hopefully y'all good around that weather. Somebody say Rondo just hit a 3 on the Lakers. Oh, whoa. I forgot they were playing tonight, but anyway, I ain't worrying about that. Rondo! All right, man, here we go. All right, so what's up, man, Rashad? What's going on with you, man?
What's good with you, TD?
I'm good, man. Like the cap, man. I love it. Is that the old logo?
It's the old logo.
Man, that's just so you on your phone?
Yeah.
You can, if you go landscape, it'll be even better, bro. It's up to you, though.
Bad.
All right. But yeah, man, I'm gonna bring some more people in, then we're gonna get started. All right.
Yeah. All good.
What's up, Russell?
What's up, TD? What's up, Rashad? How's it going, guys?
We great, man. How y'all boys feeling today, man?
Hands up.
Awesome, man. We got another young gentleman in the building. What's up, Carter?
Hi.
How you doing, Carter?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. How old are you, Carter?
Oh, I'm 10.
Ooh, Carter, what you know about Dolphins football? Talk to me.
Oh, I know a lot, I think.
All right, so since you know a lot, we want to start out with you, Carter, because we got to make sure we want to make sure that we hear from Carter first, because he might drop. See, let me tell you something about our youth. They're the most logical people. You know, they ain't got all the feelings involved. They just telling you how it is. All right, Carter, what you think about the Miami Dolphins right now, man?
I think they're gonna be good next season, but I just have one question for you.
Ask away.
I'm just wondering, for Devontae Smith, do you think he's gonna be a bust like 10 Ginn because he's too skinny, or do you think he'll turn out well?
You know, Carter, to be honest with you, I think that he's going to be a really good talent in the NFL. Again, it's going to what's going to make sense is if he can stay healthy in this league, taking the type of contact that, you know, but we do have a offense friendly league now. You can barely hit the quarterbacks, and you can't put as much contact on the receivers that you used to. So I think he'll be just fine, you know. And again, one thing that I've learned about the NFL, the way your body is now, as soon as you get on that league plan, it could definitely change. It might stay the same. It might be bad, but we shall see, you know?
Yeah.
What else you got for me? Anything else?
Yeah. And I was wondering about, what are your thoughts on Jamar Chase, too?
Same thing. Listen, I like all three of the guys. Waddle, Chase, Smith. I like all three of those guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know why, honestly, but I kind of favor Waddle. But we'll see. I just think that it'll be really nice if the Dolphins can get either one of those guys. But it's hard for me to tell you what their future will be because they played in like a superstar system. And I like to see how they do in the NFL. I think they'll be fine, but time will tell, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Any other questions you have for us?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for coming through, Carter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. That's what's up, man. The youth always showing up for us. Mino Shula, man, I got to see you to come on, but I got to born Kentucky grown. What's up, man? All right, man.
What's up, buddy?
That's what's up, man. The youth I'm good, man. I think I can hear an echo from you. Man, I got to see you to come on, but I got to born Kentucky grown. I can hear your playback.
What's up, buddy?
I'm good, man. I think I can hear an echo from you. Man, I got to see you. Just give me a thumbs up when you have it fixed, all right? I want the echo to drown us out. All right, gentlemen, let's get down to business. I'm going to bring some more people in while you're talking about some of the subjects we're going to talk about. Let's get straight down to business. What you think about Tua Tagovailoa and what he said today as far as he believes he had a below-average season? And he doesn't know about his future in Miami because it's out of his control. We'll start with you, Boris, and then we'll go up to you, Rashard.
Oh, I'm so glad you picked me. I've been so excited to talk about this. One, I really don't find it humbling in Tua because he's just speaking the truth. I just think he's speaking facts at that point, and I definitely agree. He should not feel comfortable right now with all the trade talks going on. And real quick, what you were talking about earlier, I was against getting rid of X and moving on from him, but if we could somehow manage to pull off some blockbuster trade with the Texans to get Watson and just give up Tua and X and maybe a second round pick, I would so do it in a heartbeat. If we're keeping 3 and 18 and we still have Deshaun, that's without a doubt said and done. But I do find it very interesting that his agent was the one that informed him to be on alert about all that. That is very curious. But yeah, I mean, right now, I like Tua, but I want a Super Bowl and I want one now. Like I'm tired of waiting. I want a proven commodity at quarterback, and the fact that Deshaun is a top 5 talent. It would be crazy to pass it up unless it is absolutely unfeasible and it takes away from us continuing to build the team. That would be the only way I don't make this move.
So what's interesting to me is that Deshaun Watson has come out and his team has come out, and shockingly, I never would have saw this happening. This was my dream scenario, and I said this is what he'd have to do. Everybody said it's not him and he won't do it, but he's willing to play hardball with Houston. He's willing to sit out if necessary. So they're going to move off of him. They're not going to let this play off. So it's going to be inevitable.
He removed him off their Twitter. He removed all of his. He has no association with the team at this point. Is how he's looking at it. And he's the type of guy who's came from nothing. So that money, I really don't think is super important to him. I know that sounds crazy to say, but when you come from not having anything and then you have money. And the money he's already got, he probably is set anyways. I guarantee you he sits if they don't let him go. They don't trade him. Move on from him. I guarantee it. He sits.
All right, hey, real quick, Shake Money and Adam, if y'all on your phone, if you turn it to the side, it'll give a much better, fuller view. Just FYI, if you got your landscape turned on. All right, cool. Appreciate you, fellas. All right, so we got Rashard, Russell, Shake Money, Florida-born, Kentucky-grown, Adam, and Marcus in the building. They're joining us tonight, and if you want to join the conversation, we still got some room backstage. All right, so Rashard, what's your thoughts on what was said today about Tua?
Well, I'm glad that he has acknowledged he wasn't at his best this season. He was, in my eyes, I felt like he was trying not to mess up, trying not to lose the games, and at the same time, trying to appease the coaching and the fans and everything. And then that Buffalo game came, and it was like, we're down. Now it's on you to make a play. And I felt like he was trying, doing everything that we wanted him to do, take risks, which I hate. That's all I see from every Miami Dolphin quarterback since I've been a fan. We always get that quarterback that's going to take the risk. And Tua didn't take the risk. I like the fact that he was cautious. And eventually I need him to better himself on his – hold on. I keep getting things popping up on my screen. I need him to get better at reading the defense, knowing when and where to take his risk, because we can't blame Tua for receivers not getting open fast enough if he doesn't have enough time back there. Yeah, he did get rid of that ball fast. I know that. But if we can get some receivers to get open, I also noticed, side note, that he doesn't have that same arm that he had in college. I'm hoping that it's the injury and he can fix that. But after watching him try to go deep and the ball just slow down, he doesn't have the velocity. I went back to all his college film, the Georgia game, the national championship, where he zipped the ball down the field on time, on target, ball didn't slow down, none of that. It was just beeline straight for, I believe it was Devontae Smith. I need to see that from Tua. So I'm glad that he notices that he wasn't an average quarterback, that he feels that he can and should do better.
The one thing I've never judged about Tua is when he does throw the ball deep, I've never complained about the inaccuracy that we saw this year. Like a lot of people talk about the drop passes, but he also threw a lot of deep balls that were just overthrown greatly and things like that. And I've never complained about that because you know how when everybody brings that notion, oh, he was a rookie and stuff like that, those are the type of things that I give rookies credit for because timing and cohesiveness with your receivers and things of that nature, those are things that develop over time. And this is where I use I use the not excuse, but reason of he didn't have an offseason with these guys. You know, the camaraderie, the cohesiveness, all of that was missing. So when we bring up the Alabama receivers, he had all the camaraderie with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, it was second nature, you know. He knew where those guys were going to be. Now you're dealing with receivers in Miami who all have different speeds, different skill sets, different ways that they run routes. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Our best route runner on the receiving core is Preston Williams, and he barely got to play.
right.
Preston Williams is probably our best route runner, and I don't know how y'all feel about that, but that's my opinion. Devontae is not a superior route runner. Gesicki definitely isn't a good route runner.
That would explain why Tua connected with Preston the way that he did.
Yes, that was his go-to guy.
He was trying to hit him.
So that may go a long way. Jakeem Grant runs good routes, but that timing issue with Tua is something that has to be worked on. And I'm really curious if we keep Albert Wilson, what that's going to turn. I think that's going to be the wild card for Tua. I think Albert Wilson is really going to help elevate his game. But I want to hear from some of the new gentlemen that I haven't heard from. What's up, Kilo?
What's going on?
How you feeling, man?
I'm good. I want to ask you one question.
Uh-huh.
I've been listening for a long while. I know you always have a concept saying that you cannot win with a quarterback that's making, I think you say 25% of the salary.
No, over 20.
Over
Really?
20? Okay.
Really, you can gauge over 15%.
Over 15. So if we pick up Watson,
Uh-huh.
and that'd be a quarterback that's over 20% of our salary?
No.
No?
See, this is what people there's this false narrative going around. Watson signed a big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
But guess who has to eat most of that right now?
Yeah, for the first year.
No. They paid him up front most of the guaranteed money. His cap hit, like basically he makes on average 38, 39 million or something like that a year. That's his average salary. But if he came to Miami next year, it's a $15 million cap hit. The next year after that is like $28 million cap hit. Do you see what I'm saying here? So on a $200 million salary cap, which is it's going to be going up to after this year, you're going to be just under the 15%. See, that's the beauty of this of Watson. Houston already screwed themselves by giving him a lot of the guaranteed up front, and it's going to count on their dead cap for a few more years. It's a friendly deal for us. But remember before all of these details came out, I said I wouldn't have wanted Watson because he would cost too much. He's going to eat up the salary cap and future picks. But once I got the details on his true cap hit, I was floored. I was shocked.
Hey, TD, he came out and said that he would restructure his contract for the right team.
Maybe not. It just depends. But let me tell you another thing that's interesting, Kilo, and this is what a lot of teams are doing. So say they brought Watson in, and they didn't want to take a $28 million or $30 million cap hit.
Put it on the back end.
Here's what you can do in a restructure that no one talks about. So all your guaranteed money is gone. So this is just raw money that we have to pay you in salary now, right? What teams are doing now, it just depends on the owner. If the owner wants to bite the bullet, the owner can say something like, all right, I want to just throw you $20 million of bonus money, right? See, bonus money they're able to spread out over the years whereas the raw salary has to be for this year. Do you see what I'm saying? So they can convert. Say they had to pay him $25 million this year. They can say, we just want to give you $20 million a bonus and just bring your annual salary this year down to $5 million. See what I'm saying? But the owner would have to eat that in a cash check. All bonuses are paid cash checks, cash money. You see what I'm saying? So the owner has to eat that. So that's how teams get creative with the salary cap. Same thing we did with what's your boy name at quarterback who came here and took our $10 million.
Oh, okay.
Jay Cutler made me mad. Yeah. The owner had to want to eat that, and he did. So they can be creative with it. If Watson was a $38 million cap hit, you wouldn't even hear me uttering his name outside of, I don't think it would be smart, ladies and gentlemen. But when you go look at the real cap hit for Watson, oh my gosh, you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked, bro. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. He's coming at around 12%, 14%. I think 1 year he would get to about 16, which isn't my flavor. But depending on how the league recovers from all this salary, it might even be under 16 because the cap may go up a little more. So it's a win-win right now.
Like I said, I heard your last how you figured that we could get Watson and still keep our draft for this year. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, Xavier Howard, I definitely agree with that. I would trade him for 2 first-round picks, get Watson, and let's go ahead and build a team from there. That sounds very smart to me.
The Texans put out their asking price.
Yeah, but people can't. We talked about this in the last stream. Don't be fooled by the asking price. 2 first rounders is like 2 15s, but a number 3, that's your 2 first rounders. You see what I'm saying? Like we want 2 defensive players that are young and starters.
Under 25.
All draft picks are based on a point system, and the point system for that 3rd overall pick actually equals like 2.5 first-round picks.
Exactly. That number 3 is so valuable. So people need to understand their asking price. You have to equate that into Miami Dolphin dollars. Our capital is too beautiful. It's too beautiful.
And X is probably worth 2 first rounds at this point too. So if you put the 3rd and X into that combination, that's 4 first rounders equivalent.
Yeah, just send X over to them. You send X. They no longer talk about the 2 defensive players, and they no longer talk about the 3rd rounder. And a matter of fact, they don't even talk about the 2nd first. They're asking for a 1st and a 2nd now.
My thing is, you trade Tua somewhere and get 2. You trade him to the Saints and get 2 first-round picks this year and next year, and send that over there.
Let me say this. What if you come up with the deal where you keep Watson and Tua?
You could, but I don't see the point. Watson's 25.
Tua's sitting the bench if that happens. It doesn't matter.
That's development. There's been some
I feel like the
quarterbacks
team would try to go get. I know, but by that time they may be ready to move off from Deshaun because maybe he's wanting a new contract or something. You never know. It's definitely their bet. If that happened, the only thing that I would really want this team to do is, since you brought up the Saints are in cap space hell, and we could go after Marshawn Lattimore to replace X. So it's not like we'll lose a whole lot there. We'll still have very good competition, and we'll be able to afford him regardless because he ain't going to be no more expensive than X would be.
He might be. He's young and he's
I think he's 27. I think he's 27.
Marshawn Lattimore?
Yeah,
I believe so.
But guys, at that point, you have all the options in the world. You can go get a free agent. You can go in the draft. You get whoever you want. Then you can get whoever you want. So I mean, that's the least of my concerns of how we'd replace them. And another thing, let's get something straight. I'm willing to even go out on a limb to say if we take away Xavier Howard from this defense, our defense is still just as good as Kansas City's. We just got to get better on offense and be able to compete just like them. Now, replacing X doesn't do anything but make it better if it's a great guy. But you see what I'm saying? So we need to have a heavy push on offense, whether that be with Tua or not. But back to the real quick, me and my thoughts on keep Watson and Tua, let's say I did buy into the injury hype, right? And the rookie thing and developing, right? If I bought into it, then that means I'd be like, the guy came off a hip injury. He's trying to, learn how to read defenses. To be quite honest, he should have like a 3-year learning period. And if we had a good veteran in front of him for 3 years, that would be perfect. If you could get a deal done where he Watson and literally let Tua watch him play out 3 more years of that beautiful contract. Remember, Watson ain't getting $50 million like Mahomes and $40 million like Josh Allen and those guys about to get. Remember, his deal was on average 38, and they already paid most of that, so it's really on average about 29 for us. So having him and Tua, and then whenever it comes time for Watson to re-up, you can make a fair assessment. Tua is the future. Thank you for your service, Watson. We won Super Bowls or contended for him with you. We thank you. It's Tua's time. And if Tua isn't the guy, thank you, Tua. We're going to trade you, get some value, and we're going to continue with Watson. Like, people think that there's a problem with stockpiling talent on your roster.
There's not.
Well, Tua's contract's up in 3 years. So if you wait 3 years, then you're either extending that 5th-year contract option with the uncertainty of exactly what he. Well, I mean, you're going to see what he is in practice and in training camp and in preseason, if there is a preseason. But if you have Watson, he's not going to play in any games. So you're not really.
But he's going to learn from him.
It's still an unknown. Yeah, I mean, but you're still going to have an unknown there.
Yeah.
So
Look at Rodgers and Favre.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
know what they see in practice, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
They know what they see in practice. Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with him learning from Watson at all. There's nothing wrong with that.
I like the idea of keeping both.
Yeah,
And trust me, what I'm saying right now is so far-fetched, but it's just, man, like I'm not, like, people think that I'm just opposed to having Tua on this roster. No, I just think that we need an insurance plan.
Exactly. Yeah. A backup.
The last 20 years, we just never had an insurance plan. So, and this will give him the prime opportunity to learn behind a guy. And if Watson was to get hurt, because remember, Watson has had a few injury tweaks as well. If Watson was to get hurt, Tua comes in, gives some valuable time. All of that stuff matters to me. And it's far-fetched, that scenario. But I'm going to get off of that. We're going to welcome in Warzone. What's up, homie?
I'm doing very good, man. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
You good?
Good. So I just wanted to just speak on what Tua said earlier today, and I was just kind of disappointed because what was it with Dan Patrick? Did you guys hear that interview?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the questions they asked him was like, from Kansas City, who won that defense? Would you like to who would you take away? And he didn't know. He didn't know. Like, automatically for me, it was Chris Jones.
Exactly. Chris Jones.
And then Patrick goes, well, Herbert said Matthew. So then I was like, man, he's supposed to know the personnel. You get what I'm saying? He have to know who these defenses are. So I'm just thinking,
great observation, bro.
So I'm thinking, is he stressed because of all the noise that's going on? And he's just trying not to like really show it. But I was just disappointed from that comment because that's good that he actually acknowledged that, that he had a disappointing, like a below par season,
Yeah.
But the thing is, he talked about some of the things that he wanted to work on, but he wasn't very specific on what he should work on. You know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to hear those actionable items. Like, I want to get better at doing this. I want to get better at doing that. But
now, Warzone, he did mention one actionable item, and to be fair to Tua, it is the biggest actionable item in my opinion. Reading the defense, pre-snap, post-snap, said,
yes, he did.
It was a whole nother world for him, and actually being able to decipher them and understand them is something that he's going to have to get. I said this pre-draft, and I got, y'all already know, Donald's been here long enough. He know I got killed for it. I said it pre-draft, he doesn't read defenses, y'all. I said, and I broke it down. I said, and everybody was even higher on him then. They killed me for saying he doesn't read defenses. I said, I'm telling y'all, he's a first read quarterback, not because he wants that he had to be, that he wanted to be, but his first read was always open. And then whenever you see him in the biggest game playing against other teams that took away the first read and sent pressure, he made all his mistakes in college, primetime tour, in college. Made big mistakes in some of the biggest games when they took away the first read and sent pressure. And when I saw that, I said, it's a small sample size because he only had like 7 big games, like big games, right? Like 3 in the regular season and 4 in the postseason, whatever. And I'm like, it's a small sample size. People are going to be like, oh, you're just looking at a handful of games. But I can't grade you off of playing the Alabama States of the world and the Soxahatchee community. You know, I can't grade you on all those. You know, the Tennessee
Arizona State,
which is an
Appalachian.
Yeah, you know, so I always go to your biggest tests. And I saw this and I got killed for it, but you're seeing it today. Here's my biggest concern about Tua for the future, and then I'm gonna turn it over.
TD, 1 second though. But TD, 1 second though. I just wanted to add on top of that.
Go ahead.
Early in this season, when he had said the transition from college to the NFL was easy. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, man. I mean, it really. I don't know, man, and that's why it's so foreign. I mean, we have this opportunity. He's young. So anyway, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I just wanted to.
No, you're good. But I don't know if it was out of context, but many people say it was. I don't know. But I will say this. Going forward, my biggest thing, we're talking about Lord, there's only one thing. Will he be able to read defenses, y'all? This just don't happen overnight. And it is something you can improve on. But it will forever change. Every week, the scheme and the personnel and what they're trying to do will change. He struggles with that. It's going to be hard. It is going to be hard for him to master that part of the game. Because let me tell you why. If teams come out and play him in zone, Tua's going to be a great quarterback for the regular season. I mean, he's still got to get better, but he's going to be a great quarterback for the regular season. But in the playoffs, man, it gets as sexy as can be on the defensive scheming. And that's what you see when you talk about Lamar Jackson, even Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen. Man, in the playoffs, you see a different game. And if you can survive that and not be the reason your team loses, it's all good. But I just see him struggling long-term with reading defense, and hopefully he eventually gets it. But if that doesn't fix, it's going to create a blinder for us. He's going to do enough for us to feel real good about him, but in the biggest moments against great defenses, it's going to rear its ugly head. So just imagine having 13 games a year where you're just like, my quarterback is number 1. Then every playoffs, it's that one game that sends you home because he couldn't handle it. That's when an organization, they're paralyzed.
Yeah.
Like the Ravens are going to be for the next 15 years because they're going to live and die with Lamar Jackson. Mark my words. Y'all take the floor, man. Y'all talk to me about whatever you want to.
Kind of going to the defense thing, like reading defenses. You said it yourself. Patrick Mahomes.
You're real low, Marcus.
Hello?
I can barely hear you, buddy.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can fix that. Hello?
You're good, homie.
There you go.
Okay, good. So, yeah, because you said Patrick Mahomes. Move this a little over this way. You said Patrick Mahomes admitted the first year he didn't know how to read defenses, right? And he was just kind of going through the motions, a bit like Tua. The thing is, it's a very similar situation because the Chiefs already had a star-studded all-star cast that was consistently making the playoffs without Mahomes, right? Mahomes was the piece that put him over the top. But in that first year, he was just going through the motions, like Tua at Alabama, throwing to all-star receivers, throwing to guys who could get open, and the game he struggled the most in was the first half of the Patriots game in the AFC Championship, because he goes into that game all of a sudden he goes up against the Flores defense and he doesn't know what he's doing because he doesn't know how to read defenses. And then, you know, pressure gets taken off of him in the second half. Maybe the defense got tired, whatever, who knows. He started doing well, but he still didn't win the game because he had such a bad first half. So you see that, but then you see, right, the talent was there. You could see the talent. He just had to improve on that aspect. Thing is, like you said, when you're throwing to all-star receivers, it makes you look better, right? So who knows if we had year one Patrick Mahomes in this system, maybe he would have done the same thing. Maybe the coaches would have, you know, confused him. Maybe, you know, throw into guys who aren't necessarily the best at getting separation, throwing to guys who are really bad route runners, like, no offense, Gesicki. I love the guy, but he's a terrible route runner, right? And when you go from college to that, right, there's enough of a transition that for Mahomes, he got an upgrade, right? He went from college to the pros, and he got an upgrade on the team that was around him, whereas Tua got a clear downgrade, right? When you compare, I mean, I wouldn't say the Dolphins' offense is a downgrade compared to the Alabama offense if you compare them one-on-one, but when you compare them to what they have to compete against, the Alabama offense is one of the best offenses in all of college football. The Dolphins' offense wasn't that, right? So I think a lot of that is comparable, and I can very easily see him learning and growing to the point where he does start picking up on what defenses do, because a lot of that is experience, right? A lot of that is just kind of learning where to go, because the thing is, as great as Tom Brady is, he was never an elite quarterback for the first few years because he didn't have that, you know, that elite veteran instinct. I think the thing that makes Tom Brady great even now is he's so experienced that so much of the game is just automatic for him. He doesn't have to think about it, right? It just happens. And I think if we can get Tua to that point where most of his game is automatic and he's only focusing on like the high level stuff, I think that's where we're going to start to see him shine. Now, the thing is, how long does that take? And does he make that transition? Right? I think he can, but, you know, the proof is in the pudding. If he doesn't do it.
Real quick. Let me just say this to Marcus. Here's the tricky part about Patrick Mahomes. There's still a lot that we haven't seen yet. And I know people be like, oh, here goes TD talking about Patrick Mahomes. He done lost his mind. I want to take y'all down this road real quick and just keep an open mind here. Patrick Mahomes, admittedly, like he said, he couldn't read defenses his first year, right?
Yeah.
But in his second year, I could argue he still couldn't. I could still argue he can't now. And let me tell you why. First of all, it's a whole different context. He gets 4, 5, 6 seconds to throw the ball. And that's all stretched, broken plays. That's not reading a defense. The play's already broken. He's a great improv. He knows how to
improviser.
Yeah, I'm about to say improvisation. He knows how to improvise. And another thing that they admitted all the way from last year is they run a lot of option routes. So what they do, this isn't reading defense. It's a matter of, see, where Mahomes has help is the receivers are also reading the defense. They run a lot of option routes. Mahomes said, man, 50% of our plays, we're rolling one way, and the route's supposed to go on the outside, but I see my guy turning back, and he's not supposed to, but I know because it's a busted play. We didn't have nothing there, so I get it to him. Think about how many times Mahomes goes to the right, and he throws a crossbody, and there's always a wide open tight end or somebody sitting down. That tight end was coming to the sideline with them, and that tight end, not Mahomes, the tight end said, I'm not going to finish this route because it's flooded over there, and it's going to play. I'm going to stay right here and give him something open to see. So whenever it comes to reading defense, I still can't say Mahomes can. It's just that the way that they style the offense is it's built for him to be free and open to do as he chooses.
Exactly. And the thing I will put too is that his head coach is Andy Reid, one of the best offensive coaches in the league, right? Mm-hmm. So you've got him designing plays where he's putting his own quarterback in motion and really crazy, ridiculous stuff. And it's like, that makes him look better, right? That makes Patrick Mahomes look better because he's got Andy Reid, an offensive-minded coach who's going to put his offense in a position to succeed. Whereas
That's
Flores, very much a defensive coach, he trusts his offensive coordinator to handle the offense for him, right? So when the Chan Gailey's of the world aren't doing what he wants them to do, he doesn't really step in and say, no, here's what I want to do. He probably gives them points, but he's not the kind of guy who can step in and run the offense because that's just not where his specialty is.
Sure.
So he took care of the defense and did a great job with the defense. The offense struggled. If we had an Andy Reid type person who could create these crazy plays where Tua doesn't have to read the defense, he just has to go through the motion of the play, and the play succeeds as opposed to the quarterback making it succeed, right? There's a difference. You don't necessarily have to be Peyton Manning if your coach is, creating all the genius for you, right?
But the only way that the Chiefs can do that with Patrick Mahomes is due to the fact of his elusiveness, due to the fact of his mobility, how he can make that happen. Do you think Tua has that?
I think Tua showed that in spurts, but
A little bit.
consistent enough.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think hopefully if he gets a whole off season of actual training and not rehabbing, and he gets more chemistry with his receivers, he gets more chemistry with his offensive line, I think a lot of that will start to come out. The question is, how quickly does it come out, and does it come out enough, and is his ceiling high enough to reach that Mahomes level? That's really the question.
Is Tua Tagovailoa's ceiling high enough to reach Mahomes' level? Talk to me, Finn.
I don't think so because of the hip injury. There's just too many injuries. But I can see no. I don't think his ceiling is in Mahomes. No.
Donald, talk to me, man.
No.
Hey, panel, look. The only thing I want to say about this is two things. One, TD, you have taught us, and you have reiterated. One, don't fall in love with the player, fall in love with the team. All right, so as far as I'm concerned, Tua Tagovailoa is our quarterback. He is a Miami Dolphin. Watson and anybody else is a pipe dream right now. It can happen, and if it does happen, it happens. However, as long as Tua is our quarterback, he has my full support. Now, you're saying does Tua have a ceiling? I don't think he has a ceiling right now. This is exactly what I was talking to you about on the last stream. You got to keep in mind, the only thing Tua had to prove for 2020 was that he came back from the injury. He had to prove it to himself, and he had to prove it to the coaches that drafted him. Remember, if Tua Tagovailoa was not hurt in 2019, he would have been the overall number one player coming out of the draft, ahead of Joe Burrow. He got hurt, period.
Yeah.
That was just it. His injury was of such a concern. That was the primary thing that had to be proven last year. And I still say it to this day, TD, our original bye was week 11. When that COVID situation went out, that whole thing of Tua coming in went out the window. I truly believe, and I'm along with Mr. Ballgame, I believe that week 11, Tua would have got his first start in the NFL, not week 7. He came ahead 4 weeks ahead of time. And Tua, keep in mind, with his injury, his main thing was rehabbing and not getting the full benefit of an NFL offseason like a Justin Herbert or a Burrows. He did not have all of that. In fact, the first 3 weeks while they had a chance to finally come in the building, he wasn't even with the regular players. So my thing is, he was our draft pick. Give him an opportunity. And by the way, you talk about Herbert and you talk about Burrows, how well they threw the ball. Please show me and tell me in what week of what season that the Chargers or the Bungles have an opportunity to make the playoffs. Nothing. They were not playing for anything. Tua, on the other hand, recognized that guess what? We in the midst of this thing. I can't make a mistake. and the playbook was not open for him. But I'm not making an excuse for him, because everything that you have said and reiterated on his weaknesses are valid. He does need to read defenses better. He does need to react quicker in the pocket, understanding what's going on the field, and getting and throwing his receivers open. Those are all valid criticisms that Tua needs. Look, get off your high horse and recognize there's only been one perfect person, and he don't have no nail prints in his hands and in his feet, period.
Amen.
So he can learn. Let him learn. And I want to see what he does and where he goes from this. But I'm with you, TD. If anything, I think that the Dolphins can pull it off to where they get both Watson and Tua. Have both of them there. Have a veteran there to teach him how to win, how to throw people open. And when he does, sky's the limit for Tua Tagovailoa. Sky's the limit. I will be quiet. I will listen to what everybody else is saying. See, this is how things are supposed to be. Good dialogue. And I don't disagree with anything you said, TD. And in fact, when we do disagree, we can discuss it. This is what fans are supposed to do. But I'm not blinded to Watson's talent. If they pull the trigger and get him here, so be it. If he's a Dolphin, he's a Dolphin. But right now, he's a Texan. So the last thing I'm thinking about is a Texan. I'm thinking about the Dolphins. And I'm thinking about what we're going to do in this draft. That's what I'm thinking about.
Love it, man. That's why I love you, Donald. Always keeping it fair, man. Jose A. Lucas said Tua outplayed Mahomes in their first meeting against the Cardinals. He showed what he can be with weapons. Against Kansas City, he showed the it factor, almost coming back with practice squad players. Interesting. And those are true statements, though. That is true.
Yeah, Bowen.
I just wish it was more consistency of that. But hey, it is what it is.
Yes.
Shake Money said, "Thanks, Donald. They loving it, Donald. Appreciate you, man." But yes, so hey, Donald. So I was kind of grinning while you were saying all that, because everything you said was correct. But it was one thing you said that had me like, oh man, what if? You said if Tua was healthy, he would have won number 1 overall. So he would have went to Cincinnati. Who would the Dolphins have taken?
Herbert.
Probably Burrow. It's just they were trying to make the move to try to get Burrow.
And I know, hey,
understood. Understood. But again, we since we're talking about the hypotheticals, this is true. He would have gone first, and the Bengals would have taken him. And then, but you know what though, TD, now that I'm thinking about it, I still don't think the Bengals would have taken Tua number 1. He would have been the number 1 prospect. The reason being is because Burrows is from Ohio.
Hometown.
Yes.
Tua would have probably lost in the national championship game. With the healthy Tua, hey, don't forget this, Donald.
Okay.
That defense couldn't do nothing to Burrow. He walked up and down that field without remorse. And don't forget, in the biggest games, that team and other teams already proved what they did versus Tua.
True, but you also got to keep in mind, TD, when LSU and Alabama played, they had 4 uncharacteristic turnovers. Tua had 3 of them. Smith had 1 of them. And they still only lost by 5 points. Only 5 points. And I'm still saying, guess what? Alabama's defense wasn't characteristic. That's what the problem was. But LSU, I'm not taking nothing away from LSU, and you're absolutely correct. In the biggest games, Tua didn't deliver when he played the stiffest competition against Clemson and against LSU. I will give you that, and that's something that he has to live with and has to work on. But at the same time, I'm still saying that if he was not hurt, if he would have been healthy, he still would have been the overall number 1, because at that particular time, TD, you still got to look at this. Burrow only did it for 1 year. Tua did it for 3. And he was 79. How many touchdowns did he throw? The interceptions? You can't throw that away. And
Burrow beat him in the national championship. Burrow would have still went number 1. I truly believe it.
Okay, if they would have beat him in the national championship, I can agree with that. But I
Hey,
still
Marcus,
think
we can hardly hear you.
because Burrow was from Cleveland, I mean from Ohio. I still think the Bengals would have took.
They were still gonna go Burrow.
Yes.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think so too. But if I remember correctly, Tua's, in my opinion, Tua's best game was actually that LSU game when he was playing on a bad ankle and still kept their team in it despite the fact that the defense just kept letting LSU score, right? They basically didn't have a defense on the field, and Tua still did his best. Now, he didn't play amazingly, but he was pushing it, and he was putting his team in a position to, he was putting his
So his best game was a game that he didn't play amazing.
Well, I mean, he was.
And don't forget the turnovers, Marcus. Had those turnovers not happened, it wouldn't have mattered what the defense wasn't doing because look how much they lost by anyway.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Those were some major mishaps from Tua in that game.
True. But here's the thing. When you don't ask a player to put the team on his shoulders and then all of a sudden you say, hey, guess what? You got to put the team on your shoulders. They tend not to perform as well. Right? When you're going to a Justin Herbert and you're telling him every single game, put the team on your shoulders, get us a victory, and make him throw 40 times a game, he's going to get better and he's going to look better because as he's, put in that position, he is going to make more plays. He is going to do things with the offense. When you ask a guy, no, just manage the game, and then, all of a sudden, our defense isn't playing well. We need you to win us the game. That's not fair.
Yeah, that's unrealistic.
Yeah, that's very unrealistic.
That's unrealistic. So what if let's go around the round table real quick. We're gonna start with Warzone and we're gonna go from the bottom to the top. Okay. Question: the top two things we need for Tua next year around him. Top two.
I would like to see how he'll work with Albert Wilson. I think a lot of our fans are sleeping on Albert Wilson. Look, I think if we had someone over the middle for him, a nice slot receiver that can actually get separation, we really miss Albert Wilson this season. We really did. That and a running back. We definitely need to get a running back that can catch passes from out of the backfield. I think I would like to see what's the guy from Carolina? I can't remember his name, where we can line up all over the field. I like to see someone like
Williams and Carter.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
First one is Williams. That's the number one running back out of North Carolina, and the second one that was in the Senior Bowl was Carter.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I figured. But I definitely think that Albert Wilson will be a big help for him.
If he's on the roster, right? That 10 million.
You don't think he's going to be there?
11 almost. It's just a pretty penny. I mean, is he worth it? Just depends on what production you get. But he could very well not be worth it. You're betting on his best play to be worth it. So I don't know. They got to make that decision. And being removed a whole year and have zero camaraderie with the new quarterback. It was a whole different system. Plus, it's going to be another system. That's another thing. We might have a whole nother system coming in unless they keep somebody we currently had and they keep those wrinkles. And honestly, guys, I think that they're going to promote one of these guys that we already have unless they're holding out because of something relating to Watson. Otherwise, I really do think that they're gonna go with our running back coach.
My mom called.
I really do. I think that's the guy that's gonna get
talk to your watch.
I could be wrong, of course, but we'll see.
Okay.
Is that Gotzi? Is that who that is?
No. Gosh, every time I don't know why I forget this man's name every time. It's our running back coach. Hold on.
Studsville.
Yeah. I don't know why I forget that. They done got me saying Bieniemy so much in my head that I keep mixing. But it's studs. But I think that he's gonna be the guy. But at the same token, if Watson's in play, it might be an external guy like Bieniemy or somebody that could be coming over as the OC. You'd be surprised. I don't know. This has got me floored, but I think Flores and them are really gonna pick between the two candidates in house. But we'll see. We'll see. Because it makes no sense. Do you see anybody on the Chiefs that can come over?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, can even be enemy? Can he actually come over, moving from one offensive coach to another one? Isn't that allowed? Does the league actually allow that?
They can do
Well,
that.
I know.
Mhm.
What happened?
Do you think it's possible for the enemy to leave from one offensive coaching position to another team?
Yeah, of course. Let me tell you something about Bieniemy that has me a little reserved that it might happen. Let me tell you why. Because in order for Bieniemy to get that next head coaching job, I think he's going to have to do it from not under the tutelage of Kansas City, Mahomes, and Andy Reid.
Man, I hear what you're saying, and this is going to go in a different direction, and I don't even want to bring that up because I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, because it's not him calling the plays, it's Andy Reid calling the plays." Like Dan Campbell didn't call plays; he got a head coaching job. So,
but another thing, that's why he's going to have to get from under that umbrella to show it's not a fluke, because that's his holdup. Everybody out here making these excuses. He don't interview well. Some of the GMs came out and said it had nothing to do with his interview. He was phenomenal. I just like this guy better, or I like that guy better. He got to get from under that tutelage. He needs to be able to show, because let me tell you, Adam Gase didn't work in his favor because Adam Gase had Peyton Manning and he lived off of that, right?
Yeah.
You got a lot of coaches that had a great quarterback that got promoted because of the offensive results, but it was really that quarterback. So he has to remove from that tutelage. He comes to Miami and gets Tua playing half of what Mahomes is doing. He's going to get a head coaching job. We're not going to be able to keep him.
I see one problem with that.
What's that?
Continuity. Because we fired Chad O'Shea last season. We now got rid of Chan Gailey this season. And if he performs, just another head coaching job, what's going to happen? We're going to be on our, fourth OC in 4 years?
Yes.
So Warzone, let me answer that for you. That's a reflection of the organization. Let me break that down for you. A successful organization should be willing to lose an OC every single year. Because the OC's number one job ain't to make your quarterback. It ain't to make your offense fly. It's to get the coaches under him to move numbers, to get those players to produce, so that when he's going to be a head coach, there's somebody already on that roster ready to move up. That's organizational structure. That's real organizational structure. So you should be expecting turnover from the coaching position every year. If you do, that means you're doing something right. And you got a whole bunch of people in the pipeline who's just as capable, if not better. Because the only way you get promoted is because of that you're developing. So if your receiver's thriving this year, that ain't the OC. That's the receiver coach. But the OC gets credit of working with that receiver coach to move those numbers. You see what I mean?
That's a good way. Yeah, I never thought of it from that.
Yeah, the OC's responsibility ain't just the offense looking good. The OC's job is how I got my wide receiver coach looking, how I got my running back coach looking, how I got my offensive line coach looking. It's his job to get them promoted. It's his job to lose them. An OC wants to lose his receiver coach because he helped to move them numbers. Because the more people you get promoted, now it's time for you to get promoted. That's the way a real organization works. Everybody's so focused on, high-powered offense, the OC. The OC ain't nothing. When your offense is high-powered like that, your wide receiver coach moving numbers, your O-line coach got that thing going right, all of those coaches under him moving it. You see what I'm saying? So
that's one of the unheard of things for Nick Saban that nobody never sees. Do you understand and see the rotation of offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, and position coaches he loses every year, and he comes and retools, and they right back in it? That tells you about that organization. That organization is spot on. But TD, I give you my two very quickly. Two things that I want to see, and I think Dolphin fans want to see. Even so, we know we want a good thrower of the quarterback. We want a good quarterback, but I think Miami needs physicality, because there are certain teams that give Miami fits every year, and that's like Baltimore, Buffalo. I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but Buffalo now has beaten us 8 straight times.
Yeah.
Buffalo, that kind of physicality has caused us problems. So I would say, if we stay at pick 3, we get Panay Sewell, finish the O line, and we also get a chance get Landon Dickerson as the center from Bama. Get him in there as well to take Karras's place. We need to get the trenches built, and also Tyler Shelvin, defensive tackle from LSU.
Yeah.
We get both of them taken care of. We're set. I have always been at the same point as you, TD, about this. The quarterback is the cherry on top. Everything else is set. Now, I do understand we do need to get a playmaker at wide receiver. We do need to get running back. Yes, all of those things are important. But the most important thing that takes you deep into a playoff run is that your trenches are set. If you can control the line of scrimmage on both offense and defense, you dictate the game. Time of possession is the key thing for any game. If you got the ball more than they got it, guess what? That bodes well on you. And I think right now, that's what we need to finish this thing off. And then that way the rebuild is done. If we need to get players and pieces and bring them in and move them in like a chessboard, that's what we can do. So I'm all for getting Panay Sewell, finishing off the offensive line, and getting Landon Dickerson, getting the center, as well as getting Tyler Shelvin, that big 6'3", 357-pound D tackle from LSU, where I have my man crush on, because then that way our players on the D line can do what they need to do. Yes, and I will be set, and I will be quiet, and anything they want to do after that point, I don't care if it's with Watson, I don't care if it's with Tua, I don't care if they call back Fitzpatrick and tell him to come back and run it. I don't care. At this point in time, we'll be able to run the ball, we'll be able to set the defense, and we'll be set. And Super Bowl run, here we come.
So I'm gonna start calling this guy a preacher. Preach, man, preach.
Donald makes a good point that got me thinking about another position, though. I mean, not another position, but so what do we do at the backup QB position? This is all assuming that we're going with 2, right? What are we gonna do about the backup position? What's on y'all mind? What do y'all see happening? So let's start with Richard at the top.
Y'all take it easy. I'm gonna get on out of here and let somebody else come on in. Y'all take it slow.
Appreciate you, Donald, as always, man. Nothing but love, bro.
Thank you.
Fins up, babies.
Fins up.
So, Richard, we can't hear you. Oh, I don't know what happened. Can y'all hear him?
No, I can't.
Go out and come back in, maybe, bro. Marcus, talk to us, man, about the backup QB position. Like, what's the deal, man?
Very interesting decision. I think our best bet's probably. I want to get a guy in maybe like the 5th or the 6th round, someone who's like talented but developmental, who you could kind of.
Try to speak up a little bit or talking to Mike like directly in, because we can hardly hear you. I don't know. Is it just me or can you guys?
No. No, yeah, you can barely hear him.
Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Sometimes this thing's old. I need to get it replaced. But yeah, I want to get a developmental guy in the draft, but at the same time, I think having a veteran is also important. It's just which veterans. There aren't a whole lot of quality veterans that you want to bring in who you think you can learn from. At this point, I think you kind of just take the training wheels off, get a developmental guy who you work on for a couple of years. You don't have to sit in the back. Run forward. Hello. I don't think you can go through another year of having a Fitzpatrick type situation, right? I think you kind of got away with that last year. I don't think you can get away with that again. I think you need some guy behind Tua who can learn, who we can kind of bring up in in the system, but isn't going to be like an immediate, like a high value pick. You know.
Yeah.
That's just my position. I'm not necessarily for getting a very big free agent or getting a very big developmental guy. Watson's kind of separate. I can talk about Watson later, but that's kind of my position on the backup QB position if we don't get a Watson, right?
Wow. Hey, he just dropped off. What's up, Achu?
What up, boys?
Let's go Dolphins. Say it for us.
Let's go Fins. Fins up, baby.
What's on your mind, man? We're going to stop and take a break, and we want to hear from you, man. The resident Buffalo Bills fan.
I thought I'd come back. Pretty good. I mean, I'm shocked about the game. When they dropped that punt return, I was like, it's our time, but did not work.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was your only one. The only good thing that Josh Allen did, threw a 3-yard touchdown after that.
It happened right at the beginning, too, to give us hope. It couldn't have been during, like, trash time. It had to be right at the end just to get my spirits up.
At all, man. So real quick before we move the conversation along, man, give us your thoughts, because I know a lot of people didn't hear you last time. What are your thoughts of the Dolphins from the outside looking in?
Scary. Scary. Excited for the competition. I think I said this last time I was on. I kind of have a weird view of football. If my team doesn't make it, I cheer for whatever team was in my conference to make it.
I used to until I met Dan Mitchell. So
yeah. I don't know. Looking at y'all and looking at your picks that you have coming up. Obviously, any sane person would be nervous. Quarterback situation. I mean, it'll be interesting to see in the future what happens. I know nothing's for certain, so I'll be excited to see what happens.
Well, Jahangir, what's up, man? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hopefully I pronounced it right, man.
What?
No, I'm saying hopefully I pronounced the name right.
Oh, you didn't. But it's all good.
It's all good. All right.
You didn't.
What's on your mind?
Are we still talking about the backup QB situation?
We're talking about whatever you want to talk about right now, man. You've been patient, man. It's on you.
Okay, so I'll just talk about the backup QB because that was the last topic. So, kind of with what Marcus was saying, I think we should draft a fifth or sixth. Sam Ellinger is there, probably at 5th or 6th round. He's from Texas. He's got a good arm, and he's got some mobility. He's not like running all over the place. And then I forgot his first name, but he's from Texas A&M.
Yeah.
He was on the national team. No, American team. It's Mod from Texas A&M. I like him a lot. He's got good mobility. He's got good placement of the ball. He's got a good zip to it. I would try to get him if we can't get Ellinger.
Can you get the charger for me?
Yeah, he did good in that Pro Bowl game.
Yeah, he did.
What do y'all think about the kid Ian Book?
I haven't seen enough of him to.
Where's he out of?
He's out of Notre Dame.
Yeah. Impressed with him at the Senior Bowl. He out of Notre Dame.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think he's got a good arm.
It's just a matter of where do we take a backup quarterback, because we need to do it in the draft, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I think, like they said, 5th or 6th round.
If you're doing a free agency, any free agent that you bring in is a threat to
cost money.
Yeah.
And I'm going against my own belief. I want a threat, but y'all know what I mean. I think you need to bring in someone in the draft. But it's gonna be real interesting, man. So let me ask you, I want to go around the table and I want y'all to dig deep in your brain real quick. And this is a question we're actually gonna go around the table and get everybody's answer. Okay?
Okay.
What do you love about Tua? We're going to start with Marcus. If you could try to speak up so everybody can hear you. Just briefly, everyone, what do you love about Tua Tagovailoa?
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Barely.
Barely again. Yeah. There,
You
better?
can yell at me. It's okay.
Okay. But yeah, I think what I like
Can you
about
go get me
Tua
the
is
Cowboy Avenue
his
thing?
dedication and his love of football and his dedication to get better. I think that most of his game and most of his talent, you could say, yeah, he's got a lot of physical traits that are good, but he's not elite in physicality. Where he's elite is in his mentals, right? He's very dedicated. He's very open to learning, right? He's very good at taking criticism. And those are the things that I really like to see, especially on a coaching staff who's very big about development, very big about improving players who are on the roster, right? So when you got a guy who's open to coaching, who's as dedicated as Tua is, who's going to take time on his own to improve his game, not just improve while he's in training camp, who's going to try and improve in his off time because he's that dedicated. That's what impresses me the most about him. And that's the reason I think he's going to succeed is because he's going to learn from what he did wrong and try and do it better.
Awesome. What about you, Florida boy, Kentucky grown?
Kind of the same thing Marcus said, man. I love his mindset. He's got that competitive mindset, and nobody's more critical. As critical as we are on Tua, nobody's more critical than Tua on Tua. I think he said it perfect. He knows he didn't come out and do what he was supposed to do as far as performance. And I think the kid is going to get into the lab. He's going to get all his receivers together. He's going to do what he needs to do to come out and perform. I think he's going to start studying defenses. I pray to God he goes in there and starts studying these defenses and can read it and tell what's going to happen and who's coming and who's rushing. Because I think those stunts killed us this year, man. When the defense would run those stunts, and I really want – I know we're talking about Tua, but I really want Jesse Davis out of there. I want Karras out of there. Our rookie O-line, solid. Our veterans, garbage. I want to get some good veterans in there that can help our rookie linemen. But as far as Tua, I love his mind. He's got a great mind, and I like the way he's a team player. And kind of like likes to gamble. I don't know his real name, but I could see Tua, kind of being like Tom Brady and not wanting some big contract. He's gonna want his money, but I could still see him working with the team so we could win the Super Bowl. I can really see that from him.
I hope so. Talk to us, Warzone. What do you love about Tua?
I'm going to have to say is his work ethic. The guy had hip surgery. There was even questions to whether he'd be able to play again. Worked hard, worked very, very hard. Came back, first game, gets sacked, fumbles the ball. Who sacked him? Was it Aaron Donald that happened first time?
Is that the guy?
Brockers and Donald.
Brockers, yeah.
What was that?
It was Brockers.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it has to be his work ethic. I hope he continues to continue to learn through this curve. But for the most part, the man got out there because I don't know who said it earlier, and I believe it was Donald that basically said that Tua just had one thing to prove, that he can actually play again this season, right? So he did. He took some hits. He got up. We did see some, I'm not going to say flashes, probably some glimpses of what we can possibly expect. I mean, the Arizona game sticks out the most. Like the Arizona game was like the game that felt like he put the team on his back and he made some plays. And I was like, okay. So I just hope to see more of that. But definitely, if he has that, if he continues working with that, and if he starts working with his receivers, and hopefully if he benefits from a full off season, we'll be able to translate that onto the field. That's what we're hoping for.
Oh, all right. Rashard, talk to us, man. What do you love about Tua?
I got two things. It's his ability to make the smart play. It's not always the best play, but how he tries to take care of the ball. I feel like in time he can learn how to use his feet to create and buy time for his players to get open. And secondly, I like when some games, when he had to make a play, he made the right play. Like my favorite game is that Patriots game. He's seen what happened when he threw that interception to Jackson. Then they came at him with the same defense. That's my favorite game by Tua, how he didn't throw a touchdown, but he marched the team down the field, ran when he had to, seen the defense backing up, took off, got 5 yards, got down, ran it back again, threw it underneath because they were playing over the top again, pump fake, slide the corner out the way and run into the end zone for the touchdown. All right, it's stuff like that that I see him learning in game, that I know for a fact that after the game, going over the film, he's learning. Like, I see what they're doing. If he was able to learn that during the game, I'm sure after the game he's picking up on stuff. But that taking stuff underneath, he gotta learn how to manipulate the defense, because you can also read the defense, but you can also learn how to make the defense do what you want them to do to get your players open.
Nice. Hey, we're gonna go backwards real quick. Mino Shula, what's up, man?
What's going on? What's going on with TD?
Well, I'm good, man. Talk to me, man. What do you love about Tua Tagovailoa?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, man. I see a lot of hypocrisy sometimes on the fan base, man. I don't really love too much about Tua right now. I'm gonna be real. A lot of the fans don't want to be honest with themselves sometimes, and I'm gonna be real. We done been through a lot, these past few years with quarterbacks, coming from Ryan Tannehill, the Fitzpatricks of the world, and Tua hasn't really, shown anything different other than, he can, manage the games at time. Of course, we know he can, be protective with the ball and not turn it over. But as far as him being, what we need for the future, I feel like Dolphins fans really got to, come to the reality that, this guy, even he know himself, he just did an interview today. He not even sure about his future. So, this guy's just not the future for us, man.
Hey, so you done? You give it up?
Yeah, like, as far as, my outlook, we got to do whatever we can to keep the New York Jets from obtaining, possibly, it seems like winning the division for the next 6 titles in my eyes. If they could get Deshaun Watson and a few more pieces, I mean, what's stopping them and the Bills from running over us for the next 10 years?
Hey, you ain't gonna get no argument there. But you give it up already on Tua?
I'm saying, I'm sorry. I'm just being honest, man. I gotta be honest. And I'm a hometown Miami kid. When I see talent, it's I just call it like I see it. Tua definitely got some. He got some. Don't get me wrong. He an NFL quarterback. He definitely can be in the league. But is he what we need right now to put us where we trying to go within? I'd say the next 2 to 3 years. I just don't see it.
No, I'm just giving you pushback, bro, just to keep it even. I actually share your sentiments. Not as far as like giving up already, because I'm still hopeful. But you just ain't seen nothing to make you feel good about it right now. Is that fair to say?
That's all I'm saying. And you're not a hater. A lot of people like to get on you in the comment section and go crazy. You're not hating. If you expect production out of a dude that we drafted at number 5, you're not a hater.
This is where everyone is torn, you know what I mean?
You're gonna get me killed. You're gonna get me killed tonight, man.
I'm just being honest.
Hey, I'm trying my best not to have a conversation with you, because we could probably go on and on about the truth. But man, I'm trying to leave it alone. I'm sorry. Man, I'm letting other people say they do. But Mino, I thank you for keeping it 1,000, man. Because all right, let's move on. I'm gonna come back to you soon, Mino, because I want to ask you something. But from the outside looking in, what do you love about Tua?
What do I love about Tua? I love his third down percentage, his third down conversion percentage.
What? Are you kidding me?
I just
Do you know what his third down completion percentage is?
probably really low. Like you said, outside looking in.
Completion percentage or conversion
Man had
percentage?
3 games. The man had 3 games with 27 third downs, and we converted 3.
So if I was on the inside looking in, I can only tell you from what I see. The dude looks athletic. He looks like he can run the ball.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see how that pans out when he gets a little bit more confidence. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts running the ball a lot.
We gotta get some weapons.
I think Dolphin fans would be scared of that because we don't want him to get hurt. I mean, that's a big part of
understandable. Like every time Josh Allen takes off, my heart skips a beat. But like you got to let him go.
But he has the body. He's bigger than most of the guys out there too, though. You know.
I mean, you could say the same thing about Kyler Murray then, but the dude's a beast when he runs.
But you can't. Well, that's a whole nother different level of speed, though. Are we saying Tua got Kyler Murray's speed? Maybe I'm wrong.
Who knows? I mean, like you got to let the guy have out his rookie season and see what he gets into. Who knows?
Kyler Murray plays fast.
Yeah, he does.
More slippery than fast.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give him that. Okay, so I'm not gonna write yours down. I chew because that makes sense. Outside looking in. Talk to me, Jahinger. I may have gotten it wrong. Lasconis, is that correct?
Say it one more time. Yeah, you got that one right.
All right, Mr. Lasconis, talk to us, man. What do you love about Tua?
I like his ability to learn, like I think Rashad said, the Pats game, like he threw the interception, and then the next 2 times they were down the end zone, he ran it in.
By the face, TD.
See, hey, it's Mino's fault, all right, and he gonna leave right whenever I say that. Go finish, bro, and then I'll tell you why the face, man. Gosh, man.
I like the flashes of mobility we've seen, like in the Arizona game, he ran a couple times.
Oh my gosh, man!
Am I wrong in that thinking, TD?
No. You're spot on, bro. It's just like everybody, like it's hilarious to me, and I'm gonna tell you why in a second, man.
And that's all I got.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is my biggest concern. I just asked 7 people. It was 8 at the time, but 8 people technically, right? What do you love about Tua Tagovailoa? This is the list we came up with: dedication, open to learning, mindset, work ethic, learn, ball security, and flashes of mobility. Like, come on, y'all. We're talking about an NFL quarterback. An NFL quarterback who's supposed to be the future. And the best thing we can get out of it, I mean, come on. Dedication. That should have been the last thing came out of anybody's mouth, but it wasn't. Open to learning. Are we seriously giving participation awards? Mindset. Oh my gosh, we love his mindset. Think about Patrick Mahomes. I know it ain't fair to compare, but none of these things would have been mentioned. These would have been the 10th best things on the list. You see what I'm saying? I think everybody was trying to find something positive. And that's my problem, man. If we keep it 1,000, gosh, we don't love nothing. We're in church not wanting to say the wrong thing and getting the answer right.
That's not how I see it personally.
Talk to me, man. Talk to me, Marcus, but you got to talk a little louder, man, because I can't hear you.
Okay, so for me personally, the way I see it is I'm not trying to find things I like about Tua because I don't care. If I don't like the player, I'm going to say it, right? But I think when I'm talking about a rookie, right? When I'm talking about somebody who has come off of what he's come off of, the things that do impress me, the things that make me hopeful for the future are those things. I didn't say he had a bad arm, right? If I thought he had a bad arm, I wouldn't care about his dedication at all. If I thought he was like, oh, he's a real hard worker, but he can't throw the ball more than 5 yards. Like,
but what do you love, Marcus? What do you love?
well, I love his humbleness and his dedication to football. I love how hard
His
of a worker he
intangibles.
is. When you're asking, if you're asking me for physical traits that I like, I can't say there's anything physically speaking about Tua that I love, right? Because he's not got a rocket arm. He's not very fast. He's slippery, which is nice.
I like his legs.
His legs are pretty good.
Yeah, I like his legs. He's got some sick ass legs.
Can I say something? TD, you said I've heard you say on a previous stream, if you have a great defense, you don't have to have a spectacular QB. I'm gonna be honest. I don't ever think Tua is gonna be spectacular, but I do think he can be a solid guy to help us score. And our defense we're Miami, dude. We're gonna be a defensive juggernaut. Since I've been watching, we're always this defensive juggernaut that just can't score. I think Tua can get us to the promised land to score. Is he going to be Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady? No, never. Come on, we got to be honest. I'm not no Tua near. I'm a Dolphin fan.
Amen.
So I think if we go get a Najee Harris or any one of those three guys, the guy from North Carolina, Najee or ETN, establish a solid run game, and Tua can just be solid, we will be all right.
I want two of them.
Was he solid?
Not this year, no. I'm not gonna lie.
Stop, man. Stop.
He had two good games. Arizona and the Kansas City game, he was solid.
You know what was solid from Tua this
Chargers.
year? No, you know what was solid from Tua this year? His dedication, his openness to learning, his mindset, his work ethic, the fact that he can learn, and flashes of mobility.
I have a question, TD.
Somebody said I like his legs. Oh my God. He on the beach.
Who is the greatest quarterback of all time? From a
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino, okay. Who's the most successful quarterback of all time?
Tom Brady.
Okay. Which would you rather have? Would you rather have a Dan Marino on this roster or a Tom Brady who's going to win us 6 Super Bowls?
Tom Brady.
Exactly, right? I don't think Tua is going to be a Dan Marino. I'm never going to lie. I'm never going to say Tua is going to be the elite physical talent.
You think he's going to be a Tom Brady?
Yeah.
It's possible. It's possible.
It's much more likely that he's going to be a Tom Brady than a Dan Marino.
I can see it.
The way I look at Tua's game, I see a smart player who is going to do what it takes to win more so than give you those highlight reel plays where it's like, dang, right? And I'll be honest, if Tua's not the guy, Tua's not the guy. That's one thing. But I think what I've seen from him sets him up to be a great game manager, right? Which is what you want if you've got a great defense, right? If you want a game manager who's going to make some plays, but, isn't necessarily going to blow the doors off of any defense. Now, I would like that. I would like to have both. But what we need, right, the bare minimum, I think Tua is going to be able to meet that bare minimum and be a Tom Brady-esque quarterback where he never wows you.
Oh, my God.
I honestly said
Let me put things into context real quick. You're right, Marcus, when you say he has a better chance of being Tom Brady than Dan Marino because he ain't going to gunsling it all across the field and put up 400 a game and 3 touchdowns and all that. I get that. But the real narrative should be he's actually more likely to be neither of them.
That's fair.
I see more of a Kyler Murray.
Okay, can I ask Marcus a question really quickly, guys?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, no problem. So I definitely I don't want to laugh because I hear out, everything everybody's saying. Everybody got valid points, got their own opinion. You guys do your own research. But in terms of, I would say Exhibit A for Tua Tagovailoa. The last game of the season is one game. We one game away from the playoffs. You know, the Bills embarrassed us. You know, what did you see in the totality of that game that gave you hope in future situations that Tua Tagovailoa could pull us out for the win?
I'll be honest. I saw a player who was put in a position that was out of his element. I saw a player who all up to that point had been asked, manage the game, don't lose us the game. And then going into Buffalo, they're like, okay, now win us the game. And what did I say earlier? When you ask a player to be a game manager, and then one game, you're like, no, you need to be the star. You need to win us the game. That's not fair to him. He hadn't done that all year. Arizona, you could make that case.
Except against the
But even then,
Patriots.
in Arizona, the defense was still putting up, good performances, right? Going into Buffalo, when we started going down, I think Fitzpatrick getting COVID and getting knocked out really put the locker room in a bad mood, essentially. I don't think we went into that game the way we should have gone into that game. I don't think we were fighting. Like, who on the defense was playing hard the entire game?
The whole no. The whole defense was playing their behind off for the first quarter and a half.
Yeah, they get yeah.
No. It was the first three possessions.
I gotta address something. See, this is what gets to me. It's these narratives that go around that just aren't true. They asked Tua to manage the game all season, then all of a sudden they asked him to win the game. It's not true. They didn't ask him to manage the previous games. They only gave him what he could handle. There was even opportunities in the limited role that he could handle they gave him that he didn't take advantage of. See, everybody want to talk about, they didn't open up the playbook. Then forget that. What about the playbook that they did give him? Don't sit here and act like he executed that to the T and he was balling in that, but they just wouldn't give him more. He was struggling on that. The simplistic playbook. So, and then whenever the Buffalo games comes around, they didn't ask him to do more. He just did nothing for the first quarter and a half to where he had to do more. In the first quarter and a half, they didn't score. Josh Allen didn't even get a first down. He even got intercepted. The defense came to play. But when your offense doesn't show up
3 and out,
4 possessions in a row,
they're wore out.
It's gonna go downhill.
You can say the same thing about Buffalo, though. They didn't go downhill. Our defense stopped them, and they just picked it up. They eventually was like, you know what, we got to go out there and fight.
We were given good field position for that first TD. We got like it at the 50-yard line or something.
At the 48-yard line.
Yeah.
And I said on my live stream, I said, hey, I know y'all are excited, but listen,
defense
we cannot expect the defense to maintain this the whole game. Mm-hmm. And as soon as we punted the ball, y'all went and scored y'all first touchdown in the second quarter. You had 0 in the first quarter. They went and scored their first touchdown. I said, I told y'all can't expect this defense to hold them long. And then the interception started. They scored 28 points in one quarter. When the interception started, we start turning the ball over, pick 6, This happened, that happened. It just turned ugly real quick.
I think I said this before. If we played y'all 10 times, I think we would win at this very season more, but I don't think it would be that wide of a point differential. That was just I think you guys started to give up after the offense wasn't creating anything. Obviously, it's bad for the morale if they go 3 and out and the defense doesn't get a break.
Second quarter, it got real ugly, real quick.
What the defense lived on the field, bro. They were
there.
They really did.
You guys were straining them.
It was one play where Josh Allen dropped back, and I think we rushed 4, and I seen Agba do a wraparound, and he got blocked, and he just stopped. And Allen was still sitting there Agba turned around, looked for the ball. Josh Allen still had the ball just sitting there, just looking.
At some point, they're like, man, forget this. I'm be killed. I'm on a contract here.
My highlight from that game. My highlight from that Buffalo game, and it's just something that really bothered me, it's something I've never ever seen in an NFL game, is when they show Stephon Diggs on the sideline flossing his teeth.
Oh my God. Oh,
That
no lie, bro.
was the probably, and I really hope the team uses that some kind of motivation, because that's how they felt. That he felt that he could floss his teeth on the sideline.
Hey, that's why I hope next season they put that in their mental picture of that.
We got to get some dogs. That's all.
Josh Allen's, sorry, Stephon Diggs, a bougie kind of guy.
Warzone, you just changed my whole mood. I didn't even know that.
I didn't even see that. I think I can.
You didn't see when they came over to the sideline and Diggs was flossing his teeth.
Yeah.
I was like, what in the world? It was like, because in the second quarter, I felt in the first quarter, after watching the second quarter, like they was toying with us the whole entire time. After what happened, like they just scoring when they wanted to.
They destroyed Needham. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Somebody want to read the comment on the screen? Somebody volunteer for me, because they're gonna call me a hater just for reading it.
I'm gonna be brutally honest with y'all. Since the end of the season, us Fins fans have only been discussing Tua. It's clear he doesn't have what we want, so we should definitely take a QB with 3.
Here's what bothers me. If this was any other quarterback, like let me go as far as saying this. If this was Josh Rosen's season,
oh my God,
think about that. If this was Josh Rosen's season and he did the exact same thing that Tua did, oh my
TD.
God,
I would be ecstatic.
You saying?
Do you remember what I said about Josh?
I was
Rosen
here
when
for
I was on your
Josh
show?
Rosen.
Talk to me, Marcus.
I said that Josh Rosen, while not an elite talent, was enough that if we could develop him into a competent QB, we could win games with him. We didn't need an all-star QB. I was perfectly content to stick with Josh Rosen if the coaches were happy with him or whatever. I was perfectly content. If we hadn't drafted a QB, if we stuck with Rosen and drafted an O-lineman or drafted some other kind of
linebacker.
Exactly, right? If we'd done that,
tackle.
I would not have been upset. I was not one of those guys who was crying for Tua, begging for Tua, because I know an elite QB doesn't matter if you want to win championships. If you want to win championships, you need an elite team, not necessarily an elite QB, right? So I was never one of those guys who was all off on Josh Rosen, all wanting to just like flush him down the bin. He had 2 or 3 games with us that he played, and I didn't see anything special, but if he had had this season with us last year,
I wanted Rosen.
I'd have been fine with it. I'd have been, okay, look, he gave us some flashes of good stuff. He gave us some bad stuff.
I would have said in your face.
Marcus, you would have been fine with it. But the 2 years, oh my gosh. It would have been the ultimate failure to practice what you preach. Because some could argue Josh Rosen didn't look that bad at stages like this.
No. He had some good plays, but I think he needed more time in the offense. I think the offense last year wasn't really built for a young team, right? It was a transplant of the New England offense, which wasn't great for players who hadn't played in that offense, right? And it's one thing if you're the culture of New England and you've got like 7 guys who are in a backup position, and you know you can get 3 years to bring the guy into your system and then put him on the field when you let your one guy walk in free agency because he wants a bunch of money, right? That's one way to do it. You can't just do that system year 1. I think Josh Rosen struggled a lot because of a lot of factors that weren't under his control. And I was, like I said, I have been consistent from day 1. I was perfectly fine with Josh Rosen. I'm perfectly fine with Tua. I don't think they showed you enough bad things to say cut him immediately, right?
No. That's fair.
They showed you enough, right? If Josh Rosen had this, I'd have the same reaction.
Yeah, I think Flores didn't like Josh Rosen. Flores put Josh Rosen in the back burner. That's what I truly believe. I truly believe it.
He didn't like his demeanor,
his work ethic. Just like he got rid of half the roster because he looked at people that he wanted to work with. He wants to work with people that want to work hard, get in the team, and basically kind of like the Belichick kind of players. But I truly believe that's what happened last year. Last year, he just tried to purge the team as far as the people that didn't want to be around. That's why he got rid of so many players. I truly believe that. Look at his yeah, he didn't want to get rid of Minka. That came from up top. I honestly truly believe that Tua wouldn't have started if it didn't come from up top. I don't think that was a Flores. That was up top.
I agree 100%.
Minka himself, he screwed himself. But Flores, I mean not Flores, but Josh Rosen just lacked the leadership. Let's just call it what it is. He didn't have the leadership that Flores could vibe with. His time was ticking. I just didn't like how they kind of lied to us and said, you know, in 2020 he's going to be on the roster and where he's going to have a fair opportunity be the guy. And next thing you know, we come around and he's gone. They cut him.
We did wrong by Rosen.
Actually, let him go to camp and all. Competed in camp. Looked better than Tua in camp. That's a fact.
He did. Exactly.
And
he did.
Still cut him. But that's why I don't put no merit in nobody talking about, Tua Tagovailoa is our starter next year. Man, when he snapped that first ball, then we can go ahead and confirm that. Because they kind of the same thing about Rosen.
I just want to speak on what Pedro had talked about you know, Flores and buying liking players that work hard. Look, one thing about this team that I liked this season was to see the teammates genuinely happy for one another. I remember when in the Kansas City game when Byron Jones got his first his first INT. Howard comes over to him, gives him a hug. Oh man, gosh, you got your first INT. You can see that he's genuinely happy. When against the Jets, when Wilkinson recovers the football, comes from underneath the pile, and he goes and gives the ball to the coach. You know what I mean? Like that's what I like to see. Like people are genuinely happy for one another, and I think that everyone is like buying in. So when you have someone that's
No, I was saying here's the problem with it though, bro. We only got that from the defense.
I see that all.
That's true.
Yeah. Get any of that on the offense. We don't see that camaraderie. We don't see them
Mike
guys.
Gesicki and the tight ends.
And why do you think that is? Because I think most of the guys on the offense believe that Fitzpatrick should have been started.
Yep.
I agree with that, man. It's tough, man. That's the tough part, man. We're stuck in a situation right now where Tua just has to prove it. Like he also said today, he said, you know, I got to prove it. He just has to prove it. And some of us are individuals who aren't just buying into the hype. We want to see tangible results before we don someone the king. And that's what we're waiting on. It doesn't mean that he won't be the king, but we got to see him prove that he could be the king before we give him his crown. And a lot of people want to automatically give him his crown before he prove it. And I think
that's crazy.
The contention. The contention is in Tua. See, that's what we got to understand as a fan base. The butting heads that we're going through right now, the contention isn't Tua. It's crowning him. Half the fan base is like, stop trying to crown a man that didn't earn it. And the other half is trying to give him a crown. And then we got to go order another one if it don't work out.
TD, it's the Miami fans and the Alabama fans butting heads. That's what it is.
Some of these Alabama fans done got some of the Miami fans on their side with this mess, man.
Hey, by the way, TD, I just want to appreciate you bringing me in. By the way, I'm a huge Dolphin fan my whole life. I appreciate it. And by the way, I see Dolphin fans. I mean, I'm 38 years old. We're all very, very trigger happy. We don't want a Tannehill 7-year deal where we're trying to figure out if he's good or not. Next thing you know, he goes to the Titans, and we're like, what just happened? Like, we're all in that same bubble. The whole thing with Tua is, I mean, you're right. He's a rookie. How can you compare a rookie to, like you were talking about before, which I was watching? The only thing you compare Tua to is the other two rookies that got drafted, one ahead and one before. I mean, that's the only you can compare it to. And at the same time, you look at what weapons we had, especially at the end of the season. I mean, it's it's a risk either way. I mean, especially with this Deshaun Watson thing has made everything so messed up to a point where our number one pick from last year is like, damn, am I even appreciated anymore? Like it's screwed everything up kind of. But I hope for the best. I mean, I want to say I believe in Flores and on them because they made the right moves. But I'll be honest with you. You guys were talking about what did you like from Tua on his rookie season? The only thing I really liked about him was the fact that he sees somebody open and he has that accuracy and the speed on the ball. God only knows how many balls got dropped. But at the same time, when he got frustrated and he couldn't read the defense and he was getting blitzed, he turned into something we weren't used to seeing. He turned into the Alabama when he got benched for Jalen Hurts. So it's hard to say. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, I hope they put the right weapons around, but I don't want to sit back 2 years from here and be like, you know what, Tua wasn't the answer, or 3 years. I just don't want that anymore. But that's just a Dolphin.
And now we missed out on Watson.
Yes.
Because the thing about it is that we didn't see enough from Tua last season.
I agree, 100%.
And the thing is, and everyone's going to say, okay, we'll see what he can do this upcoming season. But now we have this. Now we know that Watson is available for trade. So we're like, we should trade for Watson because if Tua doesn't pan out, we have this opportunity that we pass up. So that's what the conundrum is because Watson is available. Because right now, outside of Lawrence, which I know we won't be able to get him, I would say this is Tua's first true season.
I agree.
But now, what are we going to do? If we pass on Watson and Tua doesn't pan out, we will be upset.
I agree. But then again, you don't want to mortgage the future because the amount of picks we have, we could actually really fix the team as far as the holes. We're talking wide receiver, running back, defensive end, lineman. I mean, are we really, willing to? I mean, it's just a bad spot.
That's what makes it hard.
Yeah.
Here's what people need to understand. When we talk about how we got all this draft capital and we can fix the holes right now, right? You do realize when we fix all of those holes, the very next season, we automatically got another 5 to 7 holes that you either have to pay Agba and all of those other guys or let them go and have to fill the holes.
But
this team is built to win now. That's part of the issue we're in.
But TD, I will tell you this. He made the one thing I did like about what he did is a lot of those contracts he made with these older guys were expiring contracts. They're not contracts that's not going to hurt us later. They're contracts that he's going to make sure he finds somebody to replace. That's what I liked about it.
The problem is their contracts, though. They are expiring contracts. That's why I say you'll have the hole. You got to fill that hole. And they're outplaying outplaying his contract. Some will argue if Calvin Noy hit the open market now, he can get another $3 million on top of what we paid.
What about the D tackle from Alabama? Did huge. I thought he was solid this year.
But that's why
Raekwon.
I'm talking about the one. What's his name? Who we probably won't. Godchild. That's why he might be gone because we have the replacement.
And we got Watkins too.
Yeah, but those two guys should be holding up the front going forward. But my thing is this, man. At the end of the day, it's a revolving door. It's not the team that you put around Tua right now is going to be his team of the future.
Yeah.
We'll put it like this. What did Mahomes do his second year? How far did Mahomes go?
Super Bowl?
AFC Championship, right?
Yeah, you're right. That's where you talk about. Do you want Tua or do you want Deshaun?
That's what I'm saying. He lost to the Patriots in his second year, and then the year after that, he goes and wins the Super Bowl. Do you think because his roster was built for him? Right now, this roster is built for Tua. Is Tua going to the AFC Championship game this year? Is he going to the Super Bowl the following year? I don't know, but that's what you got to ask yourself.
I disagree. I think this year, like the 2021 season, you could say the roster is built for Tua if Tua is our starter. But I don't think you could say that last year's team was built for Tua. But
No.
Wait. You got to back up 1 second though. There's one huge thing that we haven't talked about. Who's the offensive coordinator? That's going to be huge.
It matters, but I don't think it matters that much.
He's the one calling the plays.
He's the one calling the plays.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think
you can have all the.
TD asked a long time ago. The two things Tua needs to succeed. I think, in my opinion, the two things he needs to succeed is one, a better O-line for protection, but also for running, because we need a better run game, and that starts with the O-line. If you give Myles Gaskins Ezekiel Elliott holes, right, he's gonna run for 1,000 yards.
That's true.
And right, so improve the O-line, right? So if we can get Sewell, I want Sewell. As sexy as Devonta Smith is, football starts in the trenches, right? And the second thing Tua needs, he needs to improve. He needs to get better, right? Because if Tua plays this year the way he played last year, I'm sorry, I'm out, right? So Tua needs to get better, and Tua needs a better O-line. And those two things, you get those? Because I think we have enough weapons. Our weapons aren't spectacular. They're not amazing.
We don't have any weapons. We don't have a deep threat.
We don't
have anybody that can get open.
We don't have a person that can get after the catch.
Yeah, Tua succeeded against Kansas City with basically practice squad players. Now, Tua wasn't good enough to put us over the top and get us that victory. And there were a couple of plays that you can point to that lost us the game or whatever. But those are the things in my mind, right? Better O-line, and Tua needs to get better. And that's it. Those are the things I think. But I think going forward will improve.
TD. Oh, sorry. I thought you were done talking, Marcus.
I'm basically done, yeah.
TD, I have a question for you. And I don't know if you've answered it before, and I just forgot or didn't see one of your live streams. Who do you take at 3? Or what do you do at 3?
Trade out of the pick.
It's so much.
I'm either sending it off for Watson or I'm trading out of the pick down in the top 10 on one of the lower picks closer to 10. And I'm picking up another asset for next year. And then I'm getting one of the best receivers that I can with that pick, whether it's 8, 9, or 10.
Hey, TD, let me ask you a question. I've kind of looked it up. I haven't seen anything, but I hope we trade Xavier. But I haven't seen any offers. I haven't seen anything mentioned about it.
You won't. That'll happen on like draft day.
Well, first thing to determine,
and by the way,
or even as far as training camp.
And by the way, TD, I watched him really close this season, and I will always watch your streams as I'm watching it. He's good as far as the opportunity, but that man can't cover. I'm telling you right now, that man, he's not a cover corner.
He improved though. He did improve his coverage skills, but he still does get beat at times. But he did improve
in coverage.
I think it's a combination of
X
things.
Beat less than Byron Jones did this year.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. I think X is actually benefiting from having Byron Jones on the other side of the ball. So it's a combination of things. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think his man coverage skills is the best, but he did improve.
But do you guys want to pay Xavier Howard the top pay for corner? I don't know.
I ain't giving that man $22 million, and if they do, then I'm just gonna sit back and watch it. Listen, man, they better not give him $22 million.
I think he'd be the highest corner paid on the team. I think that's how the team should approach it. Now, if he wants to be the highest paid cornerback, then yes, I would definitely probably consider.
And now when you look at it, that Byron Jones looks really bad, that contract.
No, it don't.
No.
You don't think so?
People have to understand Byron Jones, the effect that he's having on the field. Everybody, like, everything isn't just in statistical numbers. Like, you have to understand Byron Jones is over there locking guys down, and anything you get from him is underneath, contained. There are very few plays where he's getting beat over the top, and when it happened, people blow it out of proportion. You can't remember Byron Jones getting beat for a deep ball more than 4 times this year, but when it did happen, it was like, oh man, like the sky fell or something.
I also want
that happens to everyone.
But TD, who would you want, Byron or Xavier?
they work well together in combination. And here's what you got to understand: Xavier Howard is getting turnovers. Byron Jones over there making life very difficult for your number one and your number two, depending on who switches in and out. See, what Byron Jones forces is this: he forces your receiver and your quarterback to be perfect. If your receiver and your quarterback is perfect, they'll destroy Byron Jones. But it's harder than people think for the quarterback and receiver to be perfect, because Byron Jones ain't finna give you this 10-yard cushion. I mean, like, he ain't gonna get burnt 10 yards, okay?
Yeah.
And the quarterback, so if he's a foot within the man, the quarterback has to drop a teardrop. He can't have a short pass, and the receiver got to be able to beat him. Everybody's like, oh, well, Byron Jones gives up a lot of catches. Underneath, do you notice a lot of his are screen passes and comeback routes? That's what he gives up. It's rare where you see the deep ball. And when you do see the deep ball, it be offensive pass interference that they don't call. Byron Jones earned his money. I promise you that. People don't understand that on paper. Put it like this. Imagine life without Byron Jones. Oh, we would have won 7 games best.
And TD said this a couple of times earlier, that when you look at Byron Jones and you see him like 6 inches from your guy, and you see X over here giving you 3-7 yards of cushion, who are you going to throw to? You think, oh, X got beat, let me pass it to him, undercuts the route, and he gets the interception, right? But that's only because he saw Byron Jones and said, I can't make that pass. Goes over to X's side and says, you know what, I think I can make that pass, right?
And another thing, these interceptions by Xavier Howard, when you go look at the 10 interceptions, 4 of them was a thing of beauty. I give it to X. Like, 4 of those pictures are like, whoa, that was beautiful.
That one-handed grab.
But the other 6, 2 of the other 6 were give-me's, like just in a zone where the guy was wide open, the quarterback just screwed up. And the other ones, a great quarterback puts it over the top and not beelines it straight where X can cut underneath. Bad quarterback play on some of those plays. He earned his, but I'm telling y'all now, man, Byron Jones, it's crazy how people disrespect his play. They don't understand.
I also want to say on Byron Jones.
Go ahead, bro.
That like that one catch against the Raiders, he was like, because we couldn't get to Derek Carr, and so like he had to cover, I think it was Nelson Aguilar for like 5 seconds, you know. So the corner's not going to stay with his guy for 5 seconds.
Aguilar pushed off on that play. No, he pushed off on that play. Go back and watch.
Yeah, that was offensive pass interference.
I didn't see that. Sorry.
Yeah, he literally extended arms, pushed off, got the catch, and turned around.
But if your pass rushers aren't getting to the QB, then you know the quarterback can just stay there, and Byron's going to get beat.
Part of it as well. But another thing that people don't notice, you see how explosive our D-line and linebackers were getting at quarterbacks in like the San Francisco game, the Chargers game, and all of that, how we were just abusing them. Those are coverage sacks, y'all. Guess who out there locking their man down with X? Byron Jones.
Any sack that takes longer than 2.5, 3 seconds is a coverage sack.
See, that's what made me so mad is the fact that we did so well with that, and then somewhere it fell off. And then that last game with the Bills, it still hurts, man. And we tried to do the same thing, and we got carved up. Bad.
I feel like the team gave up because they didn't want Tua to play, man.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They wanted Fitzpatrick to play, and I don't believe Fitzpatrick had COVID. They just wanted to see if Tua can play. They just not firm opinion.
Hey, Riddle, you're right, because you know what? There's something in that office with Fitzpatrick and Tua. There's something there.
Listen, I'm not gonna be the conspiracy theorist, but y'all help me understand this. How could Ryan Fitzpatrick have COVID after? Like, follow me on this. Remember, he had just had the Las Vegas Miracle, right? Hold on. Let me take it a step further. Didn't he hug everybody? Wasn't it a celebration? Barkley. Well, all of a sudden, forget that nobody else had COVID, but how is nobody else in the contact tracing protocol? That's what I don't understand.
You,
the
man.
Maybe
man
got
had
it from like
plays of his career, one of the biggest plays of his career. Everybody's hugging him. Everybody's celebrating him. He go in the locker room, they jumping on him, and 0 players have contact tracing. And what I mean by contact tracing, for y'all who don't understand the NFL rules, anybody within the last 48 hours that was in a close vicinity of him, they have to go into a COVID protocol for 3 days to make sure that they're okay. Nobody. They came back on Tuesday. Nobody.
Do you think the NFL would allow a team to lie about a player having COVID?
I have no. I don't think they lied about him having COVID, but come on, miss me with why was nobody in the contact tracing protocol? They got tested on Monday, and on Tuesday they found out.
I'm not gonna.
Why was nobody in the contact tracing protocol? Tua wasn't in the protocol. He's around him all day. The offensive line, he celebrated the game. People jumping on him for the miracle, and
Maybe
nobody
got it from like a family member or something. You never know. Like maybe got it from like a family member.
His
or like
kid,
one of his kids.
It doesn't matter because when you get tested on Monday, everybody within the last 3 days that was in close contact with you has to sit out for 3 days and take a test by day 4 to see if they have it. But nobody was in the protocol.
Hey,
it makes no sense.
Did you hear the interview he did with before we played Buffalo? They were like they interviewed him, Fitz, and he's like, man, he goes, I don't know how I have it. He goes, I feel great. I'm ready to go. I'm full of energy. And he's like, I don't understand how I have COVID. And I was like, oh, wow, something's not right.
Fitzpatrick was going to win that game for us. He was going to beat Buffalo.
I agree.
And another thing about COVID, I could come next and say Marcus got COVID. I can come next to Marcus today. He could give me COVID, but we won't know that tomorrow.
I agree.
So how does he test on Saturday, and all of a sudden on Monday after he takes the test, he all of a sudden has it, but nobody's in the protocol? I don't get it. It makes no sense. It doesn't show up the same day, ladies and gentlemen. Well, he might have got it from his family on Sunday, and all of a sudden Monday he got it? Like it shows up? That ain't how it works.
Nope.
I don't know.
Can I add something real quick, guys? On my take on Tua. My take on Tua is he's a rookie. He's a game manager right now. There's nothing wrong with him being a game manager. But you also got to look at this. When Fitzpatrick come in the game, the offensive weapons work, and they don't work for Tua. People like to say, oh, we don't have the right talent for him and all this crap. Brian Tannehill had a whole bunch of receivers running 4.7s, and he made it work. Yeah, we won 8-9 games. That's how I'm going to gauge Tua.
He never had this defense. Tannehill never had this defense.
That's my thing. If Tannehill can make it work with scrubs, how can he not make it with good players, decent players? That's just my whole take on it.
I think it's a matter of the team not having the chemistry required, the timing and all that stuff down, and the fact
I understand that.
Fitzpatrick and Tua are different styles of QB, and so
They're the same. They're the same type of quarterback. Trust me. Watch Tua play. The same type of quarterback. Watch Tua in college and watch Fitzpatrick in the pros. It's the same quarterback, bro. He played with the same reckless band. He just played on a great team. That's the problem.
I'll be honest with you, man. I wish we had Derrick Henry. I'll be like, damn.
Henry doesn't play good in cold weather. He doesn't play good in cold weather. That's the second year in a row.
Yeah, you're right about that.
He did this squat in the cold weather.
But you know what they did, though? They made Tannehill try to beat him. And guess what?
They Tannehill throw the ball. They tried to give the ball.
Yeah. They didn't make Tannehill try to beat him. That's the problem. They still went here.
No, but they shut down the run. They're like,
but you can't say they made Tannehill try to beat him because when they shut down the run, Tennessee kept running.
Yeah.
See, if you switch the game plan and put it in, yes, they did. Remember, late in the game, they were down by
30 carries.
They ran the ball on first down, second down, third down, and Tannehill had to get the quarterback sneak on fourth down in the fourth quarter, bro. That shows they were still trying to run the ball. They never made Tannehill. Matter of fact, I bet you they regret it. They probably regretted it and wish they would have put the ball in Tannehill's hand the whole game. Why? Because you at least gave him more opportunities, because Derrick Henry's opportunities went nowhere. They went nowhere.
Yeah, but Tannehill went for 18 for 26 for 165 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception.
But I'm gonna say,
do you know how good 18 for 26 actually is?
Does the dink and dunk? That's all he does.
I'm gonna say, like a Tannehill hitter.
Do you know what 18? Hold on. How many yards he had?
165 yards. That's all he had.
165, and you're saying dink and dunk on 18 receptions?
Yeah.
Well, that's over eight yards per attempt.
Yeah.
That's over 8 per. That's almost 9 yards per reception.
Yeah.
So now if you look at Tua, who had like 5 yards per reception, Derrick Henry averaged more yards per carry than Tua did per reception.
Oh no, well that's a whole different story. I was just talking about the playoff game. I'm not even talking about Tua right now.
No, they should have let Tannehill be the reason they lost, but they didn't, because he might have actually won them the game had they put it in his hands more. They were low spots. That was your opportunity to spread it out, but that's on Tennessee. That's why they have issues with the offensive coordinator.
Hey, TD, did you see that last drive though? Tannehill was doing well, but he did. He did what Tannehill does.
Nah.
He
The
threw
dude
that
was
pick.
open. The dude was open. He just dropped the ball. He dropped
Listen, the guy dropped the ball.
Whoa.
That should have
Yeah.
literally, they still should have won the game. But Tannehill threw a strike, a bullet. The guy straight dropped it.
He dropped it, tipped it in the air. And
That ain't no
dropped it.
Tannehill.
It's not the quarterback's fault.
That ain't his fault.
But how many times he did that to us? No, I'm just messing with you guys.
He
I'm bringing back old stuff.
Yeah.
Go
But
ahead.
Tannehill
They
had
don't
the
see the whole
most.
totality of the team, man. They just see one player.
But when Tannehill was with us, he had the most touchdowns plus 50 yards with steals and touchdowns. He had over 10.
Yeah, it was his yak though. It was yak. It wasn't what he threw.
Yeah, because Jarvis Landry was catching all them 3-yard passes down the field.
So here's to change up the conversation a little bit. I have a friend that lives in Atlanta, and he's a diehard Falcons fan. He's got season passes and everything. And he says that the team is ready to move on from Keanu Neal, the safety. And I was wondering if what would you guys think about? I know he's injury prone from the first 2 years, but he is a very good safety. He reminds me a lot.
How old is he, Vince? How old is he?
But I understand that too. But like I said, he was injured for the last 2 seasons. Maybe that preserved him to have a longer longevity.
How old is he, bro?
I think he's like 29 or 30.
Is out of they ain't trying to do it. They trying to get between 24 and 27. It's that simple.
I understand that, but he's been injured for most of the time he was there with Atlanta. And he only played most of 6 games.
But here's the thing. You can say, that saved some of the tread on his tires, but also you could say that the injuries stripped the tread. How many times have we seen a player get injured and not come back quite the same?
That's understandable, but this year, because he played this year, and he looked the same. He looked the same. So if you can give up like a 7th or 6th round draft pick, why not?
I'd rather go after Marcus May in free agency. Give me Marcus May, please, yes.
Yeah, but I'm
better employs the system.
Yeah, but I'm saying though with Keanu Neal, I mean he can do it all. He can hit. He can catch. He's still fast from watching him this year.
Hey, Fins, 209. I truly believe Flores, and they're just trying to go young right now.
Yeah.
I don't think they're trying to bring anybody old.
He's 25. He's not 29.
Oh, he's 25. Well, so there you go. See,
Our oldest player right now
25?
is Kenneth Vinoy.
Yeah, 25.
Then hey, he in our range. He's something that we'd be looking at.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Because, like I said, I seen him this year, and he looks like he hasn't lost a step. He's still hitting people. He's still catching potential interceptions and stuff like that. I'm telling you, Keanu Neal is going to be watched for. If the price is right, why not?
Keanu Neal is a dog.
It's always if the price is right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen who are tuned in right now, if you could do us a huge favor, if you could please hit that like button, we appreciate it. We're at 172 likes. Let's try to get it over 200 likes during the stream. The rest will take care of itself later. Right now, if you got an opportunity, that way more people can come in. YouTube can remind them that we're streaming. Punch that like button. Let your friends and family members know about the channel as well. I think we're about 80 subscribers away from 15,000. All right. So y'all hit that like button. My bad, guys.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
But
I'm
I'm
just
Bobby McCain to keep him at the same size. Yeah. He's more injured than Bobby McCain.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But if he could stay healthy, I'm telling you, because my boy said that they're going to move on from him. They're going to cut and release him. And I'm just saying, with Keanu Neal and seeing what he did this year, why not?
I just think that Flores and what they've been trying to bring forward, especially they had the Senior Bowl, and they're really happy with the Senior Bowl. They're talking about some players that they really liked. I think they're going to go young. I mean, I honestly don't think they're gonna go big like in the past with freaking Sue who trapped us in that deal. So I think they're not gonna go really big. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, what do you think, TD?
You say the last part of that?
No, I was just saying, like, I don't think the Fins are gonna go after any free agents, like big market free agents. I think they're trying to build within the draft.
Well, that's what. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, like, especially they had the Senior Bowl, and they honestly, I didn't even know this. There's no pro day at all. The Senior Bowl was the only thing.
It's pro days.
No pro day or combine. That's what I was saying.
So let me answer that, homie. Well, we don't have to worry about a pro day or combine because we got an advantage with Senior Bowl. Okay,
I
a lot
agree.
of prospects. All right.
Yeah.
Now, but let me say this, okay. And our scouts have been doing their due diligence all year with players anyway. Understand that as well. Every team has scouts out there on the road, watching college games, in the stadium, interacting with these kids. So we've done our due diligence. Senior Bowl was just a cherry on top. But let me say this, okay? What we have to understand as Dolphin fans, I really want y'all to listen to this for a second, because a lot of people ask me why I don't go so hard during the offseason with mocks and everything. I do them now. I do mocks. But I don't go heavy in mocks. I don't go heavy and talk about prospects. I don't do none. I do them a little bit. Hey, I don't do it heavy. But let me help y'all understand why. 90% of the people that we think we're going to get, 99% of the people we think we're going to get, we don't get. The Miami Dolphins have so many options and directions that they can go. They can get in the draft for this position, or they can go in free agency. There are over 100 different scenarios we can take.
Yeah.
So when we throw our little one that sounds sexy out, or our two that sounds sexy, that's all just for enjoyment and then got us thinking. To be honest with you. So I have no idea what they're going to do, because I have never been right in what they're going to do. Yeah. Nobody has ever been right in what they're going to do. You may have picked one player out of the 10, but nobody ever is right. We are never right. So what do I do in the offseason? I talk about who we have now, what they need to do to improve, what their strengths and their weaknesses were the year before. And then when we get closer and closer to the time with all the rumbling, we'll talk little details about certain players that we'd love to have.
I mean, nobody picked Noah. Nobody thought we'd take Noah.
No, you didn't pick Austin Jackson.
That was
So,
hey,
so it's never goes the way you didn't pick Christian Wilkins. He wasn't even expected to go there.
Laramie
Nobody
Thompson,
ever gets it right.
Fitzpatrick.
And even if you luck out and get it, and don't get me started with the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th round. I ain't got time for that.
Hey, TD, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Nobody gets that right. Not a single person gets that right.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're
Raekwon
saying,
right.
TD. I get what you're saying, TD. But look, I played high school ball. I played college ball.
Yeah.
I love watching college football, and I'm one of those weird ones that when it comes to draft, I'm watching it because I know all the teams. And I'm the one that I'm an addict.
Pedro, I'm watching the draft, but you want to keep on getting my analysis on who we gonna pick?
Yeah, it's impossible.
That's impossible. Yeah. That's really hard.
Yeah.
That's why I only talk about the first round, and on occasions I'll throw out a few guys that you might can get in the later round. But I don't go heavy like everybody else trying to blah blah blah.
Yeah.
They give you a whole bunch of pipe dreams of man, if we could do that, if we can, we never do.
Hey, TD, the only time I get mad is when we draft, and we draft out of the Big 5 conference, and we start drafting people that I've never heard of. Like I'm like, yo, like
where'd he come from?
Yeah, I'm like,
where'd he come from?
Some of them might be the greats though. But I'm just telling y'all, I'm letting y'all know that now. That kind of gets under my skin because at the end of the day, all they're selling. Think about it. We always find a way to do a mock, and we always find a way to get some of the best players that everybody know. There's 31 other teams got them in their mock too.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. That ain't how I get down. I'm one of those people. I talk about it for a little because people want it. But outside of that, once we make the move, we'll talk about what we're gonna do with the move.
Gotcha.
All right.
So I'm not gonna try and predict what the team's gonna do. I'll tell you what I'd like to see happen, but I'm not gonna say like, oh, this is gonna happen. They're gonna take this guy, then they're gonna take this guy. I'll be like, it would be awesome if we could trade back to 10 and get Devonta Smith, and then maybe get someone at 18 like a a really good. I'm hesitant to trade back in the first round, right? But say we get Najee Harris or whatever. Like I can tell you what I would like to see happen.
Keep it next year.
I'd love a trade out. I'd love a trade down.
Because TD's gonna know my pain too.
The biggest thing that needs to fall first, and it's gonna happen before the draft, is that whole Deshaun Watson thing. That has to drop first.
It may not. It might even be after the draft.
No, they're talking about it's got to happen before because Texans don't have draft picks. Texans need the draft picks. That's what they were saying, TD. Because if why would you not trade somebody knowing that he doesn't want to play, and then you're gonna burn draft picks?
Follow me on this. Follow me on this, Pedro.
I got you.
No matter what Houston does, you think anybody worried about them being Super Bowl contenders this year?
No.
So they're gonna be in a full rebuild. If I was the Texans and I was smart, I wouldn't even care about draft capital this year. I'll be loading up for 2021.
But wait, if you're in a full rebuild, wouldn't you want draft capital for the draft coming up? I think some of it.
No, you want to clear your house. You want to clear the house.
Yeah.
You want to clear your books first. You want to get everything and then have it at your disposal for 2021 and go.
Yep.
You don't want to get something now, use a little, and then try to get more later. No. Same thing we did. What did we do 2 years ago? Tunsil, Kenny Stills, Kenyon Drake, Kiko Alonso, all of them.
Yep.
Build it all up first, and then you go shopping.
Here's the thing, too.
So you're not limited on what you can buy.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're trading after the draft, you might be able to get more because the team doesn't know where they're going to pick, right?
Exactly.
You may
Yeah.
be able to get an extra.
But how can you get more after the draft? That doesn't make any sense.
The same way we got more. The same way we got more with Tunsil. We thought it was one thing, and next you know, it turned out to be the number 3 overall pick. Nobody saw that coming.
Exactly.
Also,
Nobody.
Also,
Everybody knew it would have been a 15 at best. 15th pick. You thought Houston would at least be fighting for the playoffs.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it turns into the 3rd pick. That's what Dolphin fans need to realize as well.
And
we need to get off of our high horse and realize that we turned what at best would have been a 15th pick, which would have been like, oh, okay, we'll get. Think about it if they would have did what they were supposed to do when we were picking at 15. Half the conversations we were having now wouldn't even be talking. We wouldn't even be talking about Smith, Waddle, or none of those guys.
We would be hoping that one of them falls to us.
Yes, we wouldn't even be having these conversations. Do you know how much of a luxury it is for the simple fact that Houston sucked? We profited out of that deal blindly, like no one thought it would be this great. Like we won this trade 2 times over.
Also, the
easily.
an advantage of trading Watson after the draft is, let's say the Panthers don't get a quarterback and they want one, then they're going to give more for Watson.
True. And another thing, they would actually have to assume some of his salary, the workout bonus, the off-season bonus, all of that. We wouldn't have to pay that.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
TD, good call. That trade dropped on August 31st. Wow. I didn't realize that.
That was after the draft with the Tunsil thing, because we were sitting there trying to get Clowney and all that. Thank God we didn't, because that wouldn't have mattered anyway.
You see what I'm dealing with, TD, over here? My wife's a Cowboy fan, too.
I saw her. I was going to start clowning.
Wait, what happened? Don't point in the podcast. What's going on?
My wife's a Cowboy fan as well.
She needs to hang out with my wife and go in a room of misery.
Get out of here.
Tell her I'm sorry for her continuous loss.
Tell them to draft another receiver.
Yeah, we need you to draft another receiver.
Tell the Cowboys to call us and take an hour for 2 first-round picks.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey.
And send Dak. It's all right. We'll revamp. We'll do rehab.
I don't want no Dak.
For free?
I don't want Dak.
Let's do some rehab.
I'd rather build with Tua than have Dak. I'm sorry. It's just my personal.
Hey, man, Dak's proven, though.
Yeah.
He ain't proven.
Compared to Tua?
Compared to Tua, but he ain't proven.
He's proven he can do good on a team that's loaded.
Exactly. As soon as they had their issues,
Gallup,
he had his.
Gallup and Cooper and
Now he got an arm and he can make plays and all that. So to that extent, he's proven more than Tua. But at the same token, that's the situation I would take my chances with Tua. Than going ahead and getting a guy who just came off a major injury and you don't know what he's going to look like after that.
Yeah, you see,
that's like Tua with his fucking hip. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cuss. Sorry about that.
You're good, bro. And then Dallas just in trouble, man. They got all kind of crazy deals over there. They're not going to be able to survive from. I'm really interested in what Buffalo's going to end up doing.
Yeah,
that salary cap situation.
Is Buffalo going to be the next Patriots, man? I hope not.
No. Now the teams know that they're coming.
Buffalo ain't. First of all, they don't have no money.
They'll be figured out next year.
Well, now that when they pay Josh Allen, they're gonna be in real trouble.
Yeah, now that the teams know that they're coming, they'll be figured out.
We forget half the Patriots dynasty was built on the AFC least for like 20 years, right?
Yeah.
The Dolphins are coming up. It's not going to be we got 5 wins just under our own conference. We just got to go 500 the rest of the way and we're in the playoffs, right?
Yeah. Now that the Dolphins are on the come up, I still think we should go get Sewell from Oregon. He reminds me of Walter Jones so much of the Seattle tackle. I think we go get Sewell for the pick.
I'd like Sewell, but I'd like 2 more first-round picks more than Sewell, if I'm being honest.
Somebody
not
told
really.
me
That depends.
Yeah, not really.
That depends.
Go ahead.
Somebody just told me to stop begging for likes. Miami native, if you're talking to me, shut up. Can y'all please hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen? If you're watching right
hit that
now,
like button.
hit the like button.
I'll smack him. I'll smack him.
Button.
You ain't gotta smack nobody on my behalf.
All right, my bad.
Hit that like button.
You good? I'm a good man, and I don't smack people. I live above that. I promise you. Listen, ain't gonna get in no
Hey, I'm a hugger anyways. It's all right.
TD will never get in a physical alteration unless you cross his family. It's that simple. You can talk all the stuff you want to me. TD ain't about that life. He literally gonna make the smart decision in life and get this cash and move up.
Yeah. Hey, TD, just to show you how long I've been following you. This past season, I actually have the Dolphin game going on, and then I have your telecast going on, and I always like it, but it's delayed. So I'm watching the game, and I get pissed off. I'm like, what does TD say? And I look around, and you're like, man, that's messed up. I'm like, all right, cool. We relate.
Everybody gets to see it before me.
Yeah.
No. But understand, y'all don't see it before me. You just see my reaction after. We see it at the same time, but YouTube has that 30-second delay, so you see my reaction. Like I watch basketball, and there's certain YouTubers that I'll watch their reaction to certain basketball games. So when something crazy happen, I'll hurry up and go to it and be like, I wonder how they react to it. So I get it. It's all good, man.
Yeah, it's awesome, bro. Yeah. Like I've seen times where they scored at the end of the game, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting crazy. And I look at you, you're like, oh, and you run out the room. I'm like, oh, I run out the room too.
Yeah, the wife has to tell me to calm down too a couple times.
I will go
like
so like early in the season, like if Fitzpatrick threw an interception, I will go run to go on your channel to see your reaction, and then you see you throw off.
Or like the Las Vegas. Like the Las Vegas game where he fell off the chair. he was so happy that Raiders fell off that chair.
The difference is this. When Fitz throw a pick, I may throw my headset off, but when I put him back on, I don't even address the pick. I'm like, all right, this team, 1st and 10, blah, blah, blah. What do you expect? You know, so it is, but it be fun though. I ain't gonna lie.
I have a question.
So I'm conflicted next season, y'all. So I might, depending on how COVID is doing, I might get out of the box because this year you weren't gonna catch me out there on them streets with COVID. All right.
Yeah.
But next season, you got the Bucks game in Tampa. I want to go to the Jacksonville game. I want to go to. You got the New Orleans game. I want to go to. You got the Las Vegas game I want to go to, the Tennessee game I want to go to. Those are 5 away games that I want to go to. And then I may go to 4 of the home games, okay? So I'm just sitting here like, man, it's a dilemma for me because it is so hard to stream from the game, but I do it. All those who've been following this channel long enough, y'all saw me in stadiums live streaming the game, even showing y'all plays on the field real time. But it's so much work, man. So I'm kind of conflicted. I enjoy doing it here at home. So y'all gonna have to tell me which one y'all prefer, man. Me out there in them streets or just in my humble abode doing it, man.
I mean,
mix it up.
It's
whatever makes you comfortable.
I see.
Whatever makes you comfortable, man.
Going to the game makes me comfortable, but it's hard doing it. But being at home is fun.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just a mix, man. I think people like it better when I'm at home because it's less distraction.
Well, see, look at me. I'm on the West Coast. I can't go to a Dolphins home game.
Yeah. Well, Ingraven just checked in. Ingraven here. He said Ravens versus Dolphins at the crib. I already got that one. Because me and you need to link up. We need to go ahead and do a collab from the stadium. Because when y'all take this real L, feel it. You're going to feel it, Ingraven. When y'all take this L next year, ooh, Lamar Jackson going to have 32 passing yards. Ooh.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's
3 interceptions.
TD show is really good, especially
4.
for people.
I give him 1. I give him 1. 3. I'll take my 3.
What you said, Marcus?
I was saying TD show is really good for people like me who aren't anywhere near Dolphins games, and because Dolphins never get primetime games, at least not yet. Yeah. But for people like me, I can't watch the games most of the time, right? So
I had an NFL ticket.
People like TD
Marcus,
tell me what happens,
Depot Sports.
and it's really good because TD. I mean, not to be a little congratulatory, but he's got some of the best play-by-play on YouTube. right?
Yeah.
So it's absolutely invaluable for people who can't actually see the games. You know.
That's why I get the
Yeah.
NFL
Yeah,
ticket.
homie. Hey, I appreciate that. The best thing, man, is when people tell me I watch the game, mute it, and listen to you during it. That mean a lot to me because I try my best on the play-by-play. I know I get if the game going south, I get distracted because I'm mad.
Yeah, because you're passionate about it.
I'm mad. I ain't passionate. I'm mad.
No, you're passionate. It's all good,
mad.
man.
If the
I
game's
am
going
heated.
south, I don't care about the play-by-play.
Oh man, when Matt Burke was here, man, oh my God, boy. Like, man, I could have caught a charge from Matt Burke. I promise you. Oh, man. That guy there, boy. Anyway, man. Listen, let me say this, man, because we about to get out of here. We're coming up on 2.5 hours. And the wife probably out there waiting on me. We're supposed to watch a movie together in the night. I'm gonna do more of these though, y'all. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do more panel conversations. Remember, we got a busy off season. This week, I also want to talk about the Super Bowl. So, if any of y'all available on one night, talk about Super Bowl, who we pick, what to expect. Y'all come on through. We're gonna do a lot more of these. I'm gonna try to have them like 3 times a week, man. Just come on, chop it up. If you free, let's have some fun. But I am gonna limit it. All right, like tonight we had as many as 9 on the stream. There's gonna be times where I only do like 6 at max. All right. It ain't because I'm trying to hold anybody out. You could hang out backstage just in case somebody drop off, but I don't want to leave people just sitting there bored, not being able to speak for a long time, because the more people, the less it flows smoothly. If that makes sense, right?
That makes sense.
So we'll do like 6 max, and people will be backstage that can rotate in. And I'm gonna do this more often, about 3 times a week, maybe like Mondays, Thursday, Sunday. I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. But I will put the title like we got it tonight. Miami Dolphins Roundtable Conversation. Come join the conversation so we can get what's on our mind off our chest, man. And we're gonna hear a lot of news between now and the rest of the season.
Hey,
so we'll see what time it is.
By the way, TD, have you seen the schedule for next year?
Yeah, I seen the schedule. I'm waiting on the dates, man. That's what really matters. But I think the schedule's harder than people think.
No, it's funny because we got the Texans at home.
Yeah. Oh well. I didn't think about
there's insanity. We gotta talk about some Jordan and LeBron debate a little bit.
Hello.
Yeah. She wants to talk about. She wants to talk about how he showed out for the Lakers, but in 2011 he didn't show out.
Jordan and LeBron. Everybody knows Jordan is the GOAT. It's not even debatable.
Yeah.
I'm all about football. I'm sorry.
I like it.
It's not even debatable, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just stop, okay? People need to stop. Stop.
And let me say this about LeBron and Jordan. LeBron been to the championship 10 years in a row.
Yeah.
Jordan been to the championship 6 times. That's it.
Yeah.
I agree.
And people
He
forget.
won all 6.
Forget.
Yeah. No game 7s.
I'm gonna say this to you, man. You can't take nothing away from LeBron. You can't take nothing away from Jordan, right?
I agree.
I was listening to Finsanity. They was not listening to Finsanity. You can take consideration to Finsanity.
Yeah.
LeBron is Jordan right now, right?
Yeah.
He's a great player.
Yeah.
Me, I'm gonna say this to you. If I started a basketball team today, I would start my team with LeBron.
And you lose.
LeBron's gonna make sure to say this to you. You can have if you put Michael Jordan on LeBron's team in Cleveland, they will not win nothing. They won't get to the playoffs.
Yo, I'll start my team with Jordan because I know Jordan was slap around LeBron.
Hey, Finsanity, should we talk about
LeBron ain't got that physical as Jordan.
And let me know when Jordan wins at least half of his finals. Let me know when Jordan wins at least half of his finals, Quint.
Yeah.
When Jordan wins at least half of his finals.
I like LeBron.
I like LeBron too, but man, what Jordan did? What Jordan did in the past?
He's a better person.
I'm sorry, TD, for getting us started. I'm sorry.
He's a better person. I'm gonna say this. All Jordan has over LeBron he's a scorer.
All right. Listen. One thing, and I swear I'll kill it. Look at the teams from Utah. Look at the teams from Seattle. Look at the teams from
But they had good teams
Celtics.
back in the day.
They had a good team back then.
Every team had a good player. Every team had a great player back in the day.
Exactly. LeBron, and again, I'm a Heat fan too, but LeBron needed help.
I'm gonna say this to you. LeBron, he took the trashest team. He took Eric Snow.
What trash? You tell me a trash team
I'm naming
you want
the
to
team.
title
Eric
with.
Snow can't shoot. He cannot shoot.
What trash team?
He took the trash dude. He was in Cleveland. The teams were trash.
Wait, no, I understand, but you told me you want to with a trash team.
He left the Heat. What happened to the Heat?
Sorry, TD.
We kept winning.
All right, guys, I'm sorry about that. You guys have a good night.
East was
TD,
trash.
I'll talk to you.
The entire Eastern Conference was trash.
Yeah.
Well, you can say the same thing with Jordan was playing.
Lies, man. Jordan had to go through the rigors of the Eastern.
He had to go through the Knicks.
It
He
was
had to go through the Knicks.
Old. They were old.
No, they still got there though. They still got there.
Let me give you this, bro. This is why Jordan will always be the GOAT. Because he kept other great players from winning championships. There are other great players that didn't win championships solely because of Jordan.
Stockton and Malone.
You know how many great players got championships against LeBron? Players that should.
How many players on the team on the other team?
But he got one. Over LeBron.
But how many players?
Dirk Nowitzki had
3 players on one super team, more super than the Heat team, to beat LeBron by himself.
Jason Terry got a ring because LeBron.
Dirk Nowitzki. And the Heat was up in that series too. The Heat was up.
You can't take nothing away from the man. The man been in the league for 17 years. He's been to the finals 11 times.
I'm
you
not
cannot take that. That is great.
He held out in the Southeastern Conference in his entire.
You can say the same.
Tell me what team was good that he rivaled in the East.
I'm gonna say this to you. You can say
Tell me the team he rivaled that was good in the East.
You can say the same thing about Jordan. You can say the same thing about Kobe.
No, you can't. Because Jordan had to go through the Knicks. Who the Knicks had?
Orlando
Magic
had Dwight Howard.
And they had
championships.
They didn't have him do what?
Listen, half a LeBron career, if you coughed on him, you got a technical foul. Get out of here with
that. Yeah.
Dude, I swear y'all hate for LeBron. It's like, see,
I don't hate him. It's just that he's not going to be better than Jordan.
LeBron would be 7-10 in the finals right now if he wasn't scared to be coached by a real coach. That's his problem. He wanted to be the coach and the GM because he didn't want nobody to tell him how to run a system. He wanted to play isolation basketball. It don't make no sense when you get players. It don't make sense when you get players like Kevin Love who average 30 points a game and all of 20, averaging 9 playing with LeBron. LeBron made players worse, not better.
That's
Get out of here.
I'm lying.
Yeah. I'm sorry, TD, again.
I'm lying.
Sorry, bud.
Anyway,
I know you gotta get out of here, bro.
TD, I'm out of here, man. I appreciate you inviting me on the stream tonight. Hopefully, I'll join
I appreciate you coming through. Hey, don't be a stranger, man. Come through again.
All right.
Everybody have a good evening, okay?
Hey, let's get
Hands
to
up, man.
Insanity because she the one that started all this crap a few nights ago about bum. But anyway, what's up, Insanity? How you doing?
How's it going?
Hello. Hello. I want to thank Quint for putting together a amazing argument for why.
Come on, Finsanity.
Come on now. 11 times in 17 years. 11 times.
Trash. Super trash.
Something. Here's the thing, and you say LeBron was afraid to.
LeBron Tagovailoa.
Coached. I think he was afraid to be coached. I don't think LeBron was afraid to be coached. It's just that once he saw what they were bringing to the table, he realized it wasn't, contributing to his greatness. So he let him go.
Because he wanted to be greater than his team. He never allowed them to flourish. That's why.
Are you kidding me?
He expected everybody to be a spot-up shooter and make plays that way. Oh, it's guys that could cook too. That's why Kyrie said that he ain't clutch. He ain't got a clutch gene in him.
LeBron ain't clutch.
I'm gonna say
He's
this
not.
about Kyrie. Please
Y'all
don't
crazy.
bring
Now we gonna pick on
Crazy.
Kyrie
Kyrie.
saved him though.
Y'all tell the
Kyrie
truth.
did
What has
save him with that shot
Kyrie
what
is
has
a
Kyrie
rookie.
done
Marcus, how
since
you
LeBron?
doing?
Look, Kyrie gave LeBron a championship. That's what he
He
did. The
did.
first
He
one.
did.
Well, you
He
can say
totally
Steve
did.
Kerr gave
Kyrie
it.
did.
Steve Kerr,
He shot
Ron
over
Harper,
Curry.
Tony
That
Kukoc,
shot over Curry
Rodman,
was.
Horace
First
Grant.
of all,
Hold on. Finsanity and Quinn. LeBron James got 4 rings. One of them belonged to Kyrie. Then another one
Yes.
belonged to Ray Allen's great shot.
Yes.
I'm gonna say
Then
this.
Rondo bailed
I
him
can
out
say the
last
same
year.
thing. I can say the same thing
do
about
you say
Michael Jordan.
No, you can't
do you
because
say
Michael
that
Jordan
about
always performed in
so
the
Kerr
finals.
Jordan won the
LeBron,
championship.
when
listen,
he passed the
Jordan
ball to
didn't
Kerr?
pass the ball for once to Steve Kerr because he looked at him and told him to be
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah,
He
because he knew it
instructed
was
him to be
coming.
ready. It was
Hey,
Come
y'all
planned.
on,
That was
Insanity.
See, Quinn. Hey, it's all right, Quinn. You can be a
Y'all with
LeBron
that
lover.
Buffalo.
It's all
Come
right.
on,
Can
man.
I say something?
LeBron,
Yeah, go ahead.
If Michael was so
LeBron
great,
talk about war.
here's the
Okay.
thing, and I'm going to say this. Y'all talk about how, LeBron was afraid to be coached. So you're telling me he did without a coach. What did Michael Jordan do without Phil Jackson? Oh, all right.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Michael Jordan was smart. He wanted to make sure he had a coach that could show the way
But what
to
did he
win.
do the first 5 years in the
And
league? What did he
LeBron
do the
James, you
first
just said
5 years
LeBron
in the
James
league?
did it by himself. LeBron James was the coach,
See,
the
you
GM.
missed it. LeBron James did nothing by himself. That's
He
the
didn't.
problem.
He did.
He went out and
What
got
did he
all
do
these
by
players
himself?
to
What
make
did he do
up for
by
his
himself, Insanity?
deficiencies.
What
He
did he
went and
do?
got players to make up for his own deficiencies to take him to the finals
Yeah.
just to lose. Just to lose.
Make up for his
Until
deficiencies?
Kyrie bailed him out one year, Ray Allen bailed him out another, and Rondo just saved his life in the playoffs.
That's true.
League
Insanity.
MVP is deficient. Okay, I really like that. I really appreciate
Popularity
that.
contest is just like the Pro Bowl
It
in
is.
the NFL.
'Cause why would Kobe have only one?
Why, but he always
Why does Kobe only have one MVP then? It is it is right. I mean, it's okay for Insanity. I mean, you can like LeBron and everything, but in every finals, Jordan always had at least a triple double. He's always showed out.
That is
But
Scotty
who
Pippen.
averaged triple double in the finals?
That is Scotty Pippen.
Jordan pretty much did.
Scotty Pippen. I'm gonna say this to you. People don't realize this. Scotty Pippen always guarded the tough player.
Yeah.
Yep.
And later in the game, they switched to a zone. That's why Michael Jordan used to get all those steals.
Yeah.
Yep. He was great.
He wasn't. I'm gonna say this to you. I'm not taking nothing away from Jordan. I'm not. I am the same age as you, TD. I saw him play.
I did too.
But you got to understand, Jordan had help. He always had a great team. He had a great.
LeBron's 4 championships had more help than Jordan ever had.
That's not true.
Yeah, that is
Question.
true. Because
Without
who do you
Jordan,
have?
without Jordan,
Scottie
they still
Pippen,
went
and that's
to the playoffs.
it.
That's
Hold on.
Jordan and Pippen. That's it.
Bro,
They
you hurting
still went
yourself
to the
right now.
playoffs. They
You
almost went
hurting
to the
yourself right now.
championship.
You just said it wasn't true that LeBron's 4 championships. You're saying Jordan had more help with his 6 than LeBron had in his 4. Oh my God! Nobody
He had
right
3
now.
Hall of Famers.
Michael Jordan
First of
stopped him.
all,
He played for Cleveland.
So, Mark,
Ron Harper.
LeBron James
Michael
is
Jordan
so
stopped
great
him.
that the greatest super team was created because of
talking about
him.
superstars.
The
No, it wasn't.
greatest Super
No,
Bowl,
no.
the greatest super
Insanity.
team was ever created to stop LeBron James.
Question.
No, because
Does
in 2011, okay, Insanity. What happened in 2011 when they were up 2-1? What happened?
Chemistry deficiency.
Nah, I'm gonna
No,
say
you can't say
LeBron's
that.
fault. That was
Chemistry
Dwayne,
deficiencies, and he didn't show up.
No. Dwayne Wade
happens.
and Dwayne Wade and LeBron were best friends. Were hanging out in the offseason. So you can't say
LeBron
that.
First of all-
played out in that series.
First
Y'all
of all,
stop that mess. Be honest.
Playing on the court is different than hanging out and
No, but it's also building chemistry when you're hanging out in the offseason, though.
Bro, you
Are
don't
there
have
only
to
2 players
argue
on the team?
chemistry.
Are there
Stop
only 2 players on the
arguing
team?
chemistry. That was all
LeBron did not show up in 2011. So what
Thank
happened
you.
in 2012?
Okay, when did Jordan? Now,
He
can you say
responded.
Jordan didn't show up in any of his? Can you say Michael Jordan didn't show up in any of his? You can't say that. You can never
First
say
of
that
all-
because
say that.
he always did.
Can I say something? Can I respond to that?
Yeah.
So Jordan had already kind of experienced something like that when he was at North Carolina. That was like the first time.
But he
all
still
that
walked away with
pressure-
4 championships.
Who?
Jordan, he still walked away with 4 championships in college.
What year did LeBron James come into the NBA?
I mean, come on.
03.
And we're sitting here talking about 2011, 8 years later, him having his first time experiencing something. Come on.
No, yeah.
You can't say that about Jordan.
First time in the finals.
He just made it to the playoffs.
Yeah,
That
but
was not his first time in the finals.
you got Ray Allen is the best shooter of all time.
When he made it,
And he did save him.
Let's get
Send him
something
in
straight.
What is
overtime.
wrong with a
Let's
team
get something straight.
winning a championship?
It took him 6 years to make it to the playoffs, TD.
LeBron had
In them first
3
years-
Hall of Famers
In
with
them
him.
first 6 years,
Jordan
it
only
wasn't
had
because of
Pippen.
him they
You
didn't.
could say he had Kerr, but he was coming off the bench. You could say he had Horace Grant, but he was coming off the bench.
Who's coming
Jordan
up?
didn't even get to start his first year.
Then
Do
he
y'all
thought he
even
get the
know that?
greatest rebounder.
You got
And
understand.
for the last
I
3?
saw Michael Jordan play. I know.
For the last 3? Well, what about the first 3? Who do you have the first 3?
Dude, he had Scottie Pippen. He had
And that's
P.J.
it.
Armstrong. He had
That's
Horace
it.
Grant.
Coming off the
Listen,
bench.
that's
They're coming
it.
off the
Stop
bench,
naming
my
people,
guy.
bro.
They're coming
Stop
off the
naming
bench.
people, Quinn. Stop acting like them
Yeah,
other
they're coming
guys
off the
was
bench,
relevant.
Bubba.
Y'all
Stop
swear.
acting like
Y'all
them
act
other guys
y'all
was
act
relevant,
y'all
Quinn.
act like people. These
Dude, you
people
can't
are
say
in the
you cannot say that.
NBA. They're supposed to bring something to the table. You act like it's wrong. Right?
No.
Like Jordan
But
just went out and
it's-
picked up people from the park. No.
But okay, Michael Jordan. Listen, Michael Jordan did only have Scottie Pippen. Horace Grant was coming off the bench. Steve Kerr was coming off the bench. Even Quick Coach was coming off the
You
bench.
need a bench to win, don't you?
That's not
Yeah,
true.
but
That's not true.
yeah.
You're lying to yourself.
No,
Tony
I'm not.
Kukoc started.
No, he was coming off the
Tony
bench.
Kukoc started, dude.
He was
listen,
coming off
this
the
is
bench.
what I'm
Scottie
gonna
Pippen
say.
was a very good
Can I tell
basketball
you something?
player.
All right, can I ask you one question?
Aaron, you don't know basketball.
Go ahead, I'm
Scottie
listening
Pippen was a
to
great
you,
player, dude.
Hold up, Chris talking. I gotta ask you one question.
Yeah.
Because this is what I want to ask every Jordan fan out there.
Okay.
First, you guys say he wasn't clutch. He showed to be clutch by making game winners and having the most in the postseason. First off, let me get to my question.
Yep.
And you know who I'm talking about.
LeBron?
Every single narrative y'all have ever written about him, he has abolished. He couldn't shoot the mid-range, developed mid-range game. Couldn't shoot the 3, developed the 3. Now, we still have a deficiency at the free throw line, and I'm not going to argue that, but he did pretty well tonight. Just going to say that.
Okay.
But what does LeBron James, after 18 years, have to do to even be considered like in a debate with y'all? Because y'all don't even feel like it's a debate.
It's
Like,
too
does he have to
late.
win 6?
It's too late.
It's
Yeah,
too
it's too
late,
late. No, it's too
Insanity.
late. It's too late.
He
It
missed
is.
his years. He missed
Listen,
the years where
when
he
you
had
talk
a
about
chance
sports,
to
you
compete
talk
to be
about
the greatest.
championships. So when you talk
He
about
missed
sports,
it.
and he missed it, it is okay, and that's okay. But he can be.
It's too late.
I mean, a Kobe, maybe a Kobe, maybe.
But
think about it.
How many titles? How many titles does
How
LeBron
many-
have?
Y'all want no
He has
insanity.
4.
Y'all is what
He
he's
has
doing
4.
right now
Okay.
to count. But hold on, insanity. Hold on. Let me say this to insanity. Y'all want what LeBron doing right now to count towards his legacy when Anthony Davis carrying the team.
Yeah. And he's
Are
a
you
potential
kidding
Hall
me?
of Famer.
Dude, are you blind?
Are you kidding me?
Are you blind?
You crazy?
Hold on. How was the
Let me say
Lakers
this to
looking
you.
with
That's
LeBron
like
James
saying
without
Jerry Henry carried
Hold
the
on,
team.
hold on.
Well, Tannehill
How
got
was
there.
Anthony
He didn't do
Davis?
nothing.
No, back up. How was LeBron James looking without Anthony Davis the year before? They couldn't even take the team to the playoffs.
Yep.
He was fourth. He had those scrubs. Fourth.
He couldn't
Scrubs.
take the team. He had scrubs in
Scrubs?
Cleveland
He
too.
got
Couldn't
injured.
take the team to the playoffs.
He got injured. And he came back from an injury too soon, and it showed. What are y'all talking about?
Well, I mean, he's
Y'all
lucky
wanna
that the
negate
Clippers.
things.
He's lucky the Clippers didn't this last year he won. The Clippers. The only thing Clippers needed was, like you said, chemistry. Because the Clippers they didn't need the bubble to happen because that's the first year.
Clippers
Paul
aren't
George,
mentally
Kyrie.
strong, period. They're not mentally
They have Paul George
strong
and they have Kawhi Leonard.
Okay,
and
and
you're
what
gonna
has
tell
Paul
me mentally
George done in the last
overcame
I
an injury. He overcame
basketball
an
just like the
injury.
Nets.
But I'm going to say this. So, like you said, LeBron needed rest in the bubble. LeBron needed rest, and the Clippers needed reps. And when it
How
happened,
did LeBron need rest? And at that
because
time,
he
had
didn't go a
just
full
beat
season. He didn't go a full season.
and he just beat Giannis before
But he
it shut
didn't
down.
beat.
What
He
are
didn't
you
go a full
talking about?
season. He didn't go full season. If we went to full
They
season
were
last year,
turning
it would have been a
up
different
on
story.
everybody. They were
It
turning
would-
up on
it's-
everybody. Go look
it's
at it.
Yes, but the
Because they
bubble
were talking
came.
about
The
how
bubble came.
LeBron was about to run down Giannis for that MVP.
The
Come
bubble
on.
came though. LeBron needed rest because he's old. He's older.
He released COVID-19 now.
He needed rest. He needed rest, and the Clippers needed reps. And LeBron, when it came down to it,
Didn't need
LeBron
rest.
got
How
rest.
does he need rest? And he was playing pretty much every night. But you had Kawhi Leonard.
How many games
out
did he
every
play the
other.
whole season? How many games did he play that season?
He
Exactly.
played more games than Kawhi Leonard.
But
Way
I'm
more.
just saying, but it didn't go to 82 games, did it? Did it go to
He
82
played
games?
more games than Kawhi Leonard.
Did it?
He
Okay,
is-
that's
he is-
right.
He is 8
Because
years
it would have
older
took a
than
lot
Kawhi
out of
Leonard.
him
I
during
That's a
the
false
regular
narrative.
season.
You
That's what I'm
acting
saying.
like first of all, that's a false narrative. Because the way that the Lakers were playing right now, they were getting hot. And it wasn't
Kawhi
even
Leonard
close.
and the Clippers
It
needed
wasn't even
reps.
close how they were playing
That's the
against
only
these
thing
teams.
that happened. That's what happened. Kawhi Leonard, and then they needed reps. They needed to build out on that chemistry, like you said. You needed chemistry to win, right? You said that. So Kawhi Leonard, with his first year with the Clippers, and with Paul George, didn't get the whole season. Didn't get that to build that chemistry.
Kawhi Leonard inherited a
And
playoff
here goes
team
AD.
and did what with
listen,
it?
listen. Here goes
You know,
AD.
he inherited a playoff
Here goes AD,
team that
which is
even beat
he
the
has building
Warriors
up
in a
chemistry with
game.
LeBron.
And what did he
ever
do
since
with
them
it?
two been in the game. So AD and LeBron's been building chemistry on the offseason because they're friends. And right? Then they go join
And
because
so
they
are
have that little
Kawhi
bit of
and Paul
chemistry.
George.
So yes, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Listen,
In the
man,
offseason,
listen. Fins 209, you got to understand. Don't let people drag you all to the deep end. Keep them right in the shallow where you can see them in this argument with LeBron and Jordan, okay?
Yeah.
He
I don't
ain't
compare.
even got a
I don't
shot.
compare.
You're
I don't
trying to
compare
correlate
LeBron and
something.
Jordan
You're
on
trying
the
to
thing.
correlate
I
anomaly
compare
season.
LeBron
yeah, but
and Magic Johnson.
you're saying that
I
offseason
compare them. I
chemistry
don't
doesn't
compare.
matter, but
I
the
don't
only
compare
thing
them
that
together.
they
They're
So
two
it's
different players.
LeBron's fault that the Clippers that the Denver Nuggets come back from 3-1.
no, but they needed more reps if they had a full season
It's
to get
LeBron's
that
fault.
It's
chemistry.
LeBron. It's LeBron's fault.
LeBron's fault
It's
that the Clippers had a fourth quarter lead in every single
It's
one
a
of those games. Double digits.
It's LeBron's fault that he needed Rondo to win that series.
Yeah.
Against the Nuggets.
Exactly. Yeah, he did.
Oh Lord.
What did
Man,
Rondo
everybody
do?
and
Come
their
on.
mama know if Rondo won
Rondo,
in that
yes.
playoff, Lakers would not have a chip.
Come on, Finsanity. You gotta
Stop, Finsanity.
you gotta recognize
Listen,
what he need help.
did Rondo play well off the bench? Yes, he
It doesn't
played
matter.
phenomenal off the bench.
Yes, he needed help from that.
Had
Like
the
you said,
highest
he needed to
PER on
Come
the
on,
team.
Finsanity.
See, that's the thing. Whenever one of LeBron's teammates step up and actually does their job because they're playing in the NBA and they're getting paid to play well. And
No. I'm glad you
y'all trying
said
to, y'all
that.
trying to,
Yeah,
you're
go
trying to write
ahead.
it off. But Michael Jordan didn't have help. He didn't have any role players.
Oh, no.
He didn't have
Let's go
bench
back to what
players.
you said. Oh, when one of LeBron's teammates actually do their job, guess why they had to do their job? Because with 2 seconds left on the clock, LeBron's scared to do what he's supposed to do.
Passes it.
No, LeBron
in the game. Rondo got to bail him out by making
Right,
right.
not clutch.
Smart play. LeBron played. So see the thing. Because Michael always took the shot, y'all feel like LeBron has to always take the shot. If LeBron knows that there's a stronger shooter
If he has
on the
clutch,
team,
then
isn't
he
it smarter
should.
for him?
If he has clutch, then he should take the last shot. Like you said, he's clutch, right? So if he is clutch, then he should.
No. He's going to make the quote unquote right play. That never works out for
every
him.
single time. That's the reason why.
Hey,
that's the reason why when
let me
Kyrie
tell
left
you
the
this.
Cavs, who was taking all the last second shots? LeBron
No.
James.
Insanity. How about this?
Kyrie shot over Curry.
If Kyrie would have made the right play and not took that contested 3, then he would have 3 chips. If Ray Allen wouldn't have made the play and would have passed it back off to him, he'd have 2 chips.
Yep.
The right play.
So
The right
telling
play.
me that one of the greatest 3-point shooters and Ray Allen was not supposed to take that shot.
Insanity.
one of the
Goat,
greatest three-point shooters and leads
But
insanity.
he needed
Every
that.
shot a goat,
He
every
does
shot
need
a
that,
goat
though.
takes is the right play. Insanity.
People
Every
forget
shot
LeBron
that a
has made
goat
a
takes
three
is the
right
right play.
before that. LeBron James had made a three right before that. What is wrong with y'all to keep us in it?
So when have you
LeBron
ever seen
James.
Jordan not
Y'all
make a three like
forget
that?
LeBron
This is
James.
how.
It was LeBron James with the block first. You
Oh
forget
no,
about the block.
Finsanity.
Goat.
When did you ever see
Hey
Jordan
man, I got to get ready
not
for
take
work, man. I love
not
you.
take the all right fins up? But when did you ever hear about Michael Jordan not taking the right three or missing threes in a final? You don't, because he's you don't.
First of all, Michael Jordan wasn't a three-point shooter like
Part
that.
He
in my
had
mind,
people
part
said
of
that.
what
Yeah,
makes
People
but
said that,
yeah,
and
when
then
he
against
had to
Portland,
take him, he knocked
he
him
had
down in the
6
finals.
threes. He had 6 threes in
Every
one half.
dog has its day.
No. They said that too against with Jordan too. They said that the only thing he could do is drive. And then what happened? He had 6 threes against Portland. 6 threes in the first half. And then that's when the truck game came. Come on now.
Only
And
time
then-
LeBron gonna take a three in the
when did he-
clutch
and when
is
did he
if
ever
he
do
up
that
by
again?
4 points.
And when did he ever do it again?
He got to be up.
when he
was
needed
hot.
to. When he needed
Sometimes
to.
Sometimes
When
you
he
just
needed
get
to.
hot.
No. He
part
wasn't hot.
of what makes
Because
someone the greatest
it's
isn't
being the
necessarily
best.
how many championships they have or anything like that, but it's how much they dominate
Contribute.
the league.
Yes,
Right?
contribute.
How much they contribute.
Yes.
How
And Marcus,
much-
that's why I said earlier, Jordan stopped all the superstars in his
All
time
of them.
from getting championships.
Yes.
LeBron
When you
let Curry, Durant,
Durant.
LeBron let everybody get a ring. Everybody
Talk
got a
about
ring
who
when they
let-
count on LeBron.
when you talk about the greatest football team of all time, not players but team,
Durant
it's
didn't get a
always
ring
the
at
72
first.
Dolphins, only because
He ended
they
up getting one.
dominated so well, not a single team could beat them, right?
Right.
When you're talking about basketball players or basketball teams that were the greatest, right? You have to consider the team that won 3 straight twice, and the 2 years they didn't win was because Michael Jordan was out of basketball, right?
Yeah.
You can't look at that and
It
say
would
that
have
team
been
wasn't
8
the
for 8
greatest.
insanity.
It would have been 8 for 8.
It would have been 8 for 8.
8. Yes.
Their
If he was
greatness
there.
was in how they dominated and kept everybody else out.
Yep.
They played
Can I
the
ask you guys a
game
question?
better than anybody at the time to a
Can I ask
degree
you guys a
that is
question?
unquestionable, whereas you can't say that for LeBron. LeBron never really dominates the league. He may have a season or two, but where's the consistent year-to-year domination where every single
He
year you're like,
didn't.
oh, it's LeBron's gonna
He
be in the
didn't.
championship.
He dealt with the
didn't.
easy
He did.
East.
Yep.
If he was in the
And-
West, he wouldn't have went
And
10
does,
times.
and does the LeBron
Exactly.
James Lakers last year, do they even win the championship if the Heat doesn't lose, like, what, 2 of their highest scorers?
Yes.
No, if Rondo
and they
wasn't
don't even
there.
have a true
Hey,
center. The
Hey,
Heat doesn't.
here's the even
They don't
better
have a true
point. What
center.
people need to realize is,
As tall as AD.
see, what they
Come
don't
on
want to
now.
talk about is how weak the East actually was in all those years. They don't
Yep.
want to talk about how weak the East was during all that time.
Yeah.
It was by far the weakest conference. You had 8 Western Conference teams that could have been better than any team on the Eastern Conference.
Exactly.
Other than LeBron and Cleveland. The
Exactly.
East was
Can I just ask a
so
question?
easy.
Yeah. Ask a
Like
question.
scrub teams, like you had one superstar and they were barely considered a superstar.
Yeah.
Like the East was the worst thing ever for so many years. And that was the whole LeBron era. Nobody can sit here and name me until Boston showed up what team in the East was competitive like that, other than Shaq and Dwayne them, and they ruled.
Yep.
Nobody can tell me who, like it's the
question.
Eastern. I got you, Vincent, but it's the Eastern Conference. Give me 3 teams that would have, made it hard for them. But you can't give none. It was like an easy road, easy.
That's true.
But everybody knows if he had been in the West, it would have been literally a juggernaut of a task for him to complete. Come on, man. Kobe had to go through that gauntlet every year. And still went to the finals as many times as he did. And got 5. How many? What's Kobe's finals record? Anybody ever talk about that?
5-2.
What's that?
Was it 5-2?
He went 7 times though, didn't he?
Yeah, 5-2. That's 7.
5 of them. And LeBron, you can say 10 all you want. You ain't even got as many as Kobe.
Hey, Hill, how are you? Look, can I just ask one question? And
Okay.
because you guys said that, and because I mean, I was like a little like infant, so like you guys have to kind of like fill this in for me, like when the whole thing was going on that you guys were talking about. Did Jordan's teams make the playoffs without him?
Yeah. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, they did.
I have a question. When LeBron James left the Cavs, what happened?
They were trash because they had nobody on the team. The roster.
Okay.
When
They made the
no.
playoffs, but how many did they win?
How did it know? So
How many
what you're
championships
saying?
did
So
they
no,
win without
can I
Michael?
finish my question? Can I finish my question? So what you're saying to me is that basically, in correlation to Patrick Mahomes, Michael Jordan was on a playoff team.
What do you mean? A playoff team?
Yeah.
So you say Mahomes can't be great to the talent around him, but Michael Jordan had enough talent around him. Let me finish. Michael Jordan had enough
Mahomes is the greatest
talent
QB
around
in
him
the NFL
to
right
still
now.
for that talent to make the playoffs. But the talent
No.
around LeBron James,
Let
the
me
talent
wipe
around
that
LeBron
out.
James were lottery teams.
No,
Let me wipe that out for
no.
you, Fitzgerald. Let me help you understand something. Here's the difference. Here's the difference.
I was young. I don't remember.
Yeah.
This is why I say LeBron James would at least be 7 out of 10 right now had he had a good coach and a good system. The triangle that they ran was a scheme that couldn't be beat. And obviously it could be beat, but you need that one vocal figure, that one player. Scottie Pippen showed up that year that was the best year of his career when he played without Jordan. He showed up, but guess what? They couldn't win it without the actual guy in that spot. Because that's why I said if LeBron actually had a real
They
coach,
didn't have two people to do it.
he'd at least be 7 out of 10. He'd have 7 out of 10. But that's why they were missing Jordan. That's why you couldn't win it all. What you need to understand, Vinsanity, I don't care if you get to the Eastern Conference Finals. If you don't win it all, it ain't no difference to me than the team that didn't make the playoffs.
Yep.
So what you got to understand
team is only winning 14
Jordan
games
was the guy
and 20 some games a year.
Let's get another thing straight. You know where Jordan really made his reputation, Finsanity? It wasn't the first round. It wasn't the second round. It wasn't the third round. It's what that man did in the NBA Finals every single time.
No game 7.
Showed up and showed out.
Yep.
And
No
you know
game
what they
7.
did without him in the NBA Finals? Flaked and lost. That's why they were missing Jordan. The man would have had 8 rings had he not went to play baseball because the owner and the GM with that crap that they were pulling. He would have had 8 easily.
No, he would have. First of all, I don't. First of all, you guys just assume that he would have had 8.
Yeah.
No, he would have. He would have.
If the team went to the finals, Finsanity, and lost, adding Jordan, you think they would have? Listen, Finsanity, they would have had 8. They might have had 9 because they would have never scrapped it.
Yeah, they would have 8 because the Rockets don't have nobody that can guard Pippen and Jordan. Yes, they do have the Dream. They do have the Hakeem Olajuwon. They do have that.
The only question I have for Finsanity is tell me one All-Star that LeBron James kept from winning the NBA Finals in his era. Just one. Just give me one.
Kevin Durant.
Jordan, all of them.
Kevin Durant.
I don't care how good you is.
But Kevin Durant got one.
Carmelo, Derrick Rose, Carmelo Anthony,
Paul George.
Steph. He beat
Derrick Rose only having.
Oh,
good.
What you mean, Carmelo Anthony? They weren't even in the same conference.
He beat the Spurs. Like that was a
you keep naming people that ain't even in the same
They lost against the Dallas Mavericks in 2011.
Did you not say an All-Star? You said an All-Star.
Go ahead and name the All-Star that he beat that he kept from winning the championship in the finals. See, that's another thing. Jordan did it in the finals against all of them. All these big-time guys made it to the finals, and Gary
Payton.
Tell me who he stopped in the finals.
Gary
Tell me who
Payton. He stopped
because
Charles
and
Barkley.
another
He
thing,
stopped
everybody
Magic
LeBron beat in the
Johnson.
finals.
He
Every
stopped
team LeBron beat in
Stockton,
the
Karl
finals beat
Malone
him.
twice.
Every
I have a
team
question.
LeBron beat in the finals beat him. Oh, he beat
Insanity.
Golden State, but they beat him. Oh, he beat. No, I'm sorry.
That's the only one.
Almost every team he finally beat in the finals beat him. Jordan wasn't hearing none of that.
Yeah, and what
Oh,
team was ahead of Jordan?
finals, too bad.
What Jordan was when Jordan got ahead in the series? He stayed ahead. And that one in 2011, he was LeBron James was ahead 2-1, and then Dirk Nowitzki came back. I mean, you don't hear of that on
Insanity, I
Jordan.
have a question for you.
Was Dirk not a great player?
Question: Do you think?
Yeah, he's a great
Phillip
player, but
Rivers
he's not.
Do you
I
think
mean,
Phillip Rivers
come
is
on
a
now.
first ballot Hall of Famer?
He's aged too, as well.
Do we think
on.
Phillip
He
Rivers
wasn't
is
that
the
old
first ballot Hall of
back then.
Famer?
No.
Yeah. Do you think
No.
Phillip Rivers?
is a first ballot? Yeah, Phillip
No.
Rivers. Is he a first ballot Hall of
No.
Famer?
No.
No. Nope.
Is he a second ballot?
Arguably, I don't
think
agree
4 or
with
5.
them. I'd say arguably.
4 or 5.
Okay. Why is it an argument? Dude had a great career in the regular
Yeah.
season. Why is it an
Yeah.
argument?
Because he
never
didn't
showed up
win
in the
nothing in the playoffs.
He did nothing. When it came time, winner out, right? Winner, you're out. He was always out. He had some good runs, but he never really
Yeah.
showed you when it mattered, when it was all on the line. Phillip Rivers was never the guy, right? If there was like, when I'm down in the fourth, I want Phillip Rivers as my cue. No one ever said that.
Championship shouldn't always be a deciding factor as to
Now,
who becomes a
that
Hall
is
of
true.
Famer.
That is true, right? But that matters. That's a reason why
Yeah.
there's a debate. That's the
Yeah, I
reason
feel like
people
my
debate whether or
Jordan
not
was the only
Dan
player
Marino's the
that
greatest
ever
of
show
all
up in
time
the
because he
finals.
never won a championship.
No,
Right.
he's the only player that never lost. Never made it to the game 7.
What's up, Z man? Welcome to the stream, man. Tell them Jordan the best of all time, man.
Why this is like a
Yeah, Jordan
Z
best.
man got to
You
get
know,
up
best.
out of here, man. You got to get up
Look,
out of here. He
I
hesitated.
gotta say this though. LeBron was really supposed to lose the finals last year against the Heat, if you're being real. But saying
They don't have a center. They never had a
the
center
Heat,
to match
Rondo?
AD.
yeah, they never had a center. They out there rocking
They're small. They're small.
6'7"
He's
guys
small.
to guard 7-footers, and they almost beat them.
And 2 of them were rookies.
But you
Rondo
know,
gave it to
Rondo-
him. That's why Rondo bailed him out.
Yeah. 2 of them were rookies.
Come on now.
Yeah, Rondo bailed them out. That's facts.
And Kyrie bailed him out, and Allen bailed him out.
So
Like,
wait, I have a
how
question.
can you be the greatest
when
of all
players- so when-
time?
so when
How
players
can you be the greatest of all
elevators
time
game
when you
in
were
the
never the main
finals.
reason you won?
You want to know who really
So
bailed them
they
out?
decided to show up
walked in the
in
first
the
round.
finals finally.
Dwayne
LeBron,
Wade.
They finally decided to show up in the
D
finals.
Wade.
It's called a bailout.
Facts.
Yeah.
D Wade
y'all-
said
y'all-
insanity.
D Wade gave him his first one. Kyrie gave it to him.
Yep.
Come on, man.
In my opinion,
D Wade gave him 2.
D-Wade
in
gave
my
him 2.
opinion,
Yeah.
you can make the argument though that Wade kind of peaked when LeBron came to Miami because he started having more.
No, he
injury
already had one.
problems.
He already had a. Dwayne Wade
But
already
that's
was
the
already
whole
had
Yes,
one.
he already
problem.
had one. He already
That's
had
the
one.
crazy thing,
Dwayne
Daryl.
Wade's
You
always
had
been
a
showing.
peaking Dwayne Wade.
Yeah,
But here's
Dwayne
the
Wade's.
thing.
Listen,
Here's
this is
the thing though.
uh-huh.
First things first, everybody's making great points. And TD, first things first, happy belated birthday to Miss Hillary. I saw the live stream, and God bless you and your family, and God bless the entire Monday panel. But I don't like making the comparison of LeBron and Jordan because to me they're not the same player.
Yeah.
They're not the same player, TD, and they both took different paths to be as great as they are right now. I mean, with Jordan Jordan did his damage with one team, and it says a lot about a guy who can take a break to play baseball, and because of all the certain tragedies with his father passing,
yeah,
and trying other different ventures, and then come back and still have success with the same team. That says a lot about a guy, but at the same time,
2 3-peats.
But at the same time, it also
He
says
ain't
a lot
have to
about.
abandon his team
No,
to
but
go
here's the
get
thing.
it.
Here's the thing, though. It also says a lot about a guy like LeBron who can go
I ain't gonna lie to
from
you, that Cavs
Cleveland
team was
to
trash.
Miami, and he can go back to Cleveland to the Lakers now and still
No,
win
he
and still
escaped,
have
bro.
a hand
Yeah.
in that.
He
That says a lot
escaped.
about a guy.
He
I don't think he
escaped,
escaped.
Daryl.
I don't think he escaped. I think it's a situation where he was smart enough to realize
They was
when
not
it was
supposed to
time
win
to
that
leave.
Yeah, to escape. Yeah.
I mean, because
He
here's the
was
thing.
smart enough
I
to
don't know.
realize I'm not good enough to do this myself here in Cleveland.
I mean,
Yeah.
all trolling aside, TD. I mean, but
That team
here's
was
the
trash
thing.
though, TD.
Here's the thing. I don't know if
trash.
anybody else follows the NBA, but right
I
now
do.
the player that everybody is talking about is Bradley Beal. Bradley
Yeah.
Beal is being loyal to the Washington Wizards, and it's costing him his prime. He's wasting his prime years on a
Not
team
only
that's
him,
not that good
Damian
enough to
Lillard.
win.
Talk about Damian Lillard.
Well, Damian
Yeah.
Lillard as well. So it says a lot about a guy like LeBron who can understand the moment, leave, go to another team, have success, and then
Yeah.
still be a deciding factor to guys
Hey.
to help guys win and help
That
teams
is a
win.
fair point. That is a fair
Yeah.
point. But if that were the case and he were seeking teams to get championships on, why does he only have 4?
The reason why he only has 4 is because number one, in that 2011 series, LeBron had a bad series. There were also, in my opinion,
And
there
they
was
were
bad
ahead.
coaching by the Miami Heat. I've
But
never
they were
been a
ahead
fan of Eric
2-1
Spoelstra's
though.
coaching.
Hey,
And at the same time,
We don't want no
you
in
just
Miami
said
Heat
in
slander. No Miami
2011,
Heat slander.
LeBron James had a bad final
well,
series.
well,
2-1.
the gentleman asked me why he only has 4, and I'm just going down the list.
No,
There are certain
I wanted
times-
to just pause. I'm gonna let you keep going. I just wanted to pause on 2011. So he had a bad series. I'm just curious. Did Jordan ever have a bad final series?
Here's the thing about Jordan. There were
Okay,
moments
I'm
where.
just making sure.
Here's the thing about Jordan. There were moments where Jordan struggled at the start of games. Jordan's teammates stepped up when they realized that the moment called for them to step up. And then Michael Jordan, he realized that, okay, I got to step up. And then he stepped up. And then the Bulls wound up getting 6 championships because of that. So,
No,
again,
not
to
because
me,
of
they're
that,
different
because-
players. They're different players, you know?
Yeah, but not because of that. Jordan may have a quarter in the quarter. He may have not showed up in the quarter. But when it came to the next 3, he's always showed up. He's always averaged a triple-double in the finals. He always was averaging
The point is,
triple-double.
but the point is, though, every player.
Respect him like that.
Listen, we should
No,
not
but
be
he-
talking about stats. We should not be talking about stats with Jordan and LeBron. All you need to talk about is that it factor. The guy who flies above everybody else. The guy who made the first Space Jam, not the copycat version that's coming out. Not the copycat version of Space Jam. Let's get that
Yeah.
straight, all right?
I mean,
We
Space
talk
Jam
about the
sucks,
guy who
like-
walked on in air.
Yeah,
The man
well,
who-
you could talk about his rookie season too, though. Even in the playoffs, he
tongue
came
biter.
close to beating Larry Bird's.
He did not come close at all.
He came 63
No, he
points.
didn't.
He did not come close at all. Here's the thing:
How
Michael
he did.
Jordan is a
not
phenomenal,
come
was a
close.
phenomenal basketball player.
Didn't
He
he-
dropped
There's this
63
aura about
points.
him where everybody acts like he didn't have his struggles.
Yeah, but he got 63 points, and it was only
63
him.
points in the loss is still a
That's
loss.
sweat.
LeBron James had 50 in game 1 against the Warriors and still lost.
50 ain't 63, Finsanity.
He was the only player on the
LeBron
team.
never lost in the
He was
first
going
round.
Yeah, because it's the Eastern
LeBron
Conference.
didn't have nobody to contend with. In the East.
He ain't had no like nobody has shown me what competition he's had yet. Nobody's actually
The
sat here and
Indiana
named the
Pacers.
TD,
What you want to talk about?
But look,
Indiana?
Here's the
Chicago,
thing, TD.
The
Yeah,
Indiana
Orlando,
Pacers.
But
The
TD,
you got
Pacers.
Boston,
Argument, I feel
those 3 teams.
like the argument about if he would have been in
Raptors, I
the
guess.
West, he wouldn't have made it. What team are you putting him on?
Insanity, had he been in the West, that
You know
man
how-
wouldn't have went to the
What
five
team
times.
are you
TD,
putting
TD.
him on?
TD.
But the narrative
team.
about
Do you know how
LeBron,
good the Pacers were?
the narrative about LeBron though was he didn't have competition in the East. But guess what? When he went to the West, guess what? He won. So
No, he
to
didn't.
me,
No, when he went to the West, he didn't even make the playoffs the first year.
they were on the
Last
verge
year-
of being the first
Come on,
seed.
TD though.
But then he had a
They
groin
were,
injury.
they were
No,
third.
TD.
They were third in the East. He
But
got
they were
hurt.
close to having the number 1
He got
seed
hurt.
until he got hurt.
It just went downhill.
Hold on, Daryl. Let's get something straight, bro. First
All
of
he
all,
needed to do was go
LeBron
500. They didn't
James
even go
goes
500.
LeBron James goes to the Western Conference, and what happened?
He got
Every
He
injured.
got hurt.
He got
He
injured,
got
TD.
No, hold on. LeBron goes to the Western Conference. The Lakers suck. And the East was the ones that were running the show. Everybody was loading up Boston, Milwaukee, 76ers, Miami Heat. The East was
What-
TD.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Because
TD.
once LeBron left the East, it was said to go East. Because you went East when LeBron was there. It didn't matter who you teamed up with. It didn't matter how if Kyrie went to the Celtics. Guess what? LeBron in 6 or LeBron in 7.
Let me tell y'all. Let me tell you why LeBron has no excuses. Spin Sanity and Daryl. Here's why LeBron has no excuses. The man flaked out his first year in the West, and you talk about a growing injury.
He got
When
injured.
From that growing injury, what LeBron said? Oh, we just coasting. Matter of fact, what did he say? What was the term he said? It's I forgot what it was.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Like that. Where
he said playoff mode activated.
Time.
Yeah.
It's activated. Yeah. He said it was
And
activated.
he was playing like it, but his legs didn't.
Okay, here's a question.
Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, and Lonzo Ball.
The only thing I didn't like is how he called himself a
Zion
ghost.
still couldn't make the playoffs.
That's why I don't like.
The only thing good happened. Only thing happened good that year was Rajon Rondo giving it the ball.
Yep. And then, we didn't even. Hey, Insanity, we didn't even talk about. We didn't even talk about when LeBron played the Spurs the first time. He got swept. He got swept in the finals.
LeBron.
Look
has a
at the
groin
team he
injury,
had.
and they.
But it don't matter.
The first seed.
It don't matter.
Can I tell
Like
you
you guys
something?
want to say he wasn't out in the first.
LeBron James them help more players pay for child support
You can't.
than any player in the league ever. Because people are getting contracts who don't deserve it.
Hey,
let me ask y'all.
Don't do that.
Here's the thing. We're all asking the question, who did LeBron stop in the finals? TD and everybody else. I admit, I think Jordan is the greatest of all time. But are we going to act like those superstars that we're asking who LeBron didn't stop, didn't get stopped in the Western Conference by the San Antonio Spurs?
The Spurs were great.
Yeah.
I'm not
exactly.
LeBron's
Tim
a great
Duncan
player,
was one of the greatest power forwards of all time.
Kawhi Leonard was a Spurs.
I wouldn't debate that.
I think Tim Duncan is the greatest power forward.
LeBron. Did he not in the finals?
No, LeBron was still scoring. He shut down everybody else. But he didn't shut down LeBron.
Yes. No. He did. In the sense of he was taking the ball away from him.
Kawhi did not stop LeBron.
All right. Listen, I want to make this real simple, okay? Y'all do me a favor.
Down 3-2 in the Garden in 2012. What did LeBron do from tip off?
Yes, he was great. But listen.
So don't say he ain't got a killer instinct.
Listen. Here's my thing. I'm gonna continue to tell y'all this. Here's my problem with LeBron James. Okay, it was his career as a whole. I really truly feel like there's a part of him that's a stat pattern, and let me talk to y'all about why. Here's my thing with LeBron. The first 8 years of his career, he was not clutch. Remember, everybody debated the clutch gene. He just didn't have it. I'll never forget when he finally made that one buzzer beater off a bank shot, and he celebrated like he had won his 10th ring or something. That shows you how clutch he wasn't, right? So what I did, I started studying LeBron's game. And whether y'all want to agree with it or not, he has never in his career been clutch. And here's why. They want to throw out these ridiculous stats that said, but LeBron has the most go-ahead buckets, which means it can happen with 2 minutes left. As long as it's the go-ahead, he goes down as the go-ahead guy, clutch, quote-unquote. But here's what I learned about LeBron. I watch his game, and trust me, I watch almost every single one of them, believe it or not. I watch his game, and LeBron James up by more than 5 points with 2 minutes left. He feels like he has nothing to lose, and he goes down, isolation, throws up a crazy shot, makes it, free mind, free spirit, because if he misses it, I'm still up by 5 and we good. But LeBron James down by, no, not even down. LeBron James tied or down by anything, he never does that. He gets in this shell and says, I got to make the right play. Now, let me ask you about this right play. So you mean to tell me just because you up by 5, You don't make the right play. Now you got room to do you and showboat. But when you're tied or down, you can't do that. You ain't clutch.
I want to say
I want to
something.
see my clutch players when they tied or down
Ask the
get it done.
Frozen why he's in San Antonio. Ask the Frozen why he's in San Antonio.
Exactly.
Go ask
What happened?
He was clutching all over the Toronto Raptors,
Go
TD.
ask Toronto.
I'm saying, hold on. See, y'all are proving my point right now. Anytime you can point to a specific situation, you're proving my point. That's my thing about LeBron. Everybody will talk about a one-off situation, but like if he was that guy, you would be able to sit here and argue with me, bro. He did that his whole career. No, he didn't. He's never been clutch.
You said when he's tied or down, he does not take a shot. And I told you to go ask DeRozan why he's in San Antonio right now.
Yeah.
Consistently. Put an all-star.
He did it to Toronto for 3 to 4 years, TD.
Toronto's number one team in the East.
That's only
fine.
okay. I'll give you that. That's only one team.
Are y'all sitting here trying to tell me in the biggest game
Jordan did multiple.
Game 7 he did it to somebody?
Ask
that's
the
one
New York
team.
Knicks. Ask the New York Knicks. Ask the Chicago Bulls. Go ask these teams why they never made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Indiana Pacers.
Y'all, hold on.
Atlanta
Let's get something straight here. Let's get something straight here. We're talking about a whole bunch of teams that struggled to even score the ball versus Cleveland when he was there. We're talking about a whole bunch of final scores that was 92 to 88. We're not talking about other teams that got threats offensively.
Game 7 he played in was at home. Every single game 7 to get to the finals was not at home, TD.
Can we get something straight here? I am talking about on the biggest stage.
He had to get to game 7, though, right?
I am talking about on the biggest stage against the best competition. Not no trash Indiana. Not no trash Chicago. Not all these trash.
Let's go to 2016 against the Warriors when he was putting up all the points and he had to
And Kyrie made that shot over Curry.
No, he had to go to Kyrie and say, Kyrie, I need you to show up.
Yeah.
He had to bring out the best in that man. Now Kyrie got
I want to say a few
And
things.
Kyrie looked at him and said, "Well, stop hogging the ball. You ain't efficient with it."
Yeah.
TD, LeBron averaged the game before that he put up a 41-point triple-double.
Okay, against who? Against who?
Golden State.
Can I say something?
Hold on, is that the Golden State without Draymond, or what are we talking about here? Which Golden State?
Draymond was not going to stop that LeBron James, TD.
I agree. I don't think
What y'all fail to realize about Draymond and Golden State missing that game, he is the anchor on their defense.
Yeah, he's the hard.
They run a team. Were they going to stop LeBron?
He wasn't going to stop him, in my opinion.
He wasn't going to stop LeBron.
Y'all are missing. Hold on. Y'all are missing the point. Nobody feels Draymond is going to stop LeBron, but you are delusional if you don't think as a team collective defense they wouldn't have had a better game plan to not allow him 41, but he can get his 32. See, y'all missing it. Draymond is the anchor on defense, the free safety, the one who roamed, the one that show you a look.
Thank you.
Without him, LeBron had clear paths to the lane.
Game 6 and Game 7, Draymond was there, correct?
Yeah, and then you're still talking about Game 7
at home.
Yeah, you're still talking about Game 7.
Game 7 at home. I'm talking about every single game. Y'all talking about Draymond wasn't there in Game 5. Okay, they were still up 3-1. You still had 2 more chances, and then the last chance was at home on your court in front of you.
Another thing, nobody ever debated. Nobody ever debated. Let's get something straight. Nobody ever debated the simple fact that LeBron James had a heck of a comeback in that series. But we're talking about one series.
Yep. That LeBron let go to Game 7.
Listen, my thing with Jordan is this. My thing with Jordan is this. I'm not gonna pick not one single series. You pick it, and it does all the talking for it. You get to pick. Y'all out here nitpicking which LeBron series made him feel like this. You can pick any one of Jordan's. I ain't gotta go to you
the MVP to someone who was letting LeBron drop 30 plus on a night. It was so bad that LeBron James was at the game, and they still said LeBron James should have been the MVP of that 2015 2015 finals. Talk nice to me. With Dellavedova as a
LeBron
sidekick.
James had a good
I'm
2015
sorry.
finals.
They gave him they gave the
There's
MVP
one.
to the guy
There's one.
who
Yeah,
let
he's got. We're talking about one with.
30 on every night.
There's one.
This man ain't show up and do his job.
Insanity.
He showed up and did his job.
You're
Yeah,
talking about
Finsanity,
one.
that's one. Name
That's
the second
one.
one, Finsanity. I give him the one.
What?
Come on, keep
Okay,
going.
where's another one?
Where's the next
one?
Another
Give me the next series where it was just like, oh, LeBron did this and did that. Come on, so I can clap.
Go to 2016. You can go back to 2013. Like there's LeBron James is the MVP for a reason of all the ones he's won.
That's
on.
right.
He's the star.
Oh, what?
Here's the thing. Just like
the fact still remains, it's only 4 of Insanity. Jordan 6 and all.
Yeah.
6
I mean,
You-
here's the
all
thing.
But the
6
thing
of
about
them.
it is, y'all keep giving me a task to do it, and then I do it, and then y'all want to change the narrative.
No.
No,
They gave him
no,
10
no.
chances to do it.
No.
They gave him 10 chances to do it. He only did it 4 times. They gave him 10 chances to do it. He only did it 4 times. For
Yeah, so he's still
now, let's
losing
speak
6.
facts here.
So where's it about the
He
losses?
the most minutes. Like,
So let's
dude is playing his
don't matter.
hard
But
out to
Jordan played
entertain
most
y'all.
He had to go up against a super team, Golden State Warriors, 5 of those times.
He had a break.
And I mean,
Oh
here's
my
the thing.
God.
Tariq for break.
I mean, here's the
The
thing.
dude was
Just
mentally
like
the dude was mentally fatigued from the media. That's why.
Oh, don't
he had
even
to
say
take a
that.
break.
Don't even say it.
did.
Mentally,
No.
good.
All right,
Mentally
all right,
fatigued
all
from the
right.
media.
Hey, Phil.
Mentally
Phil,
fatigued
I
from the
don't want
media.
to go out
When
there.
did Jordan get mentally fatigued from the
TD, she
media?
said that, not me, all right?
Like, come on.
The man was
When
mentally
did
fatigued.
Jordan?
The man,
Jordan was doing the same thing
so
too.
psychotic.
Oh, good lord,
This
insanity.
man probably would have had a mental breakdown.
Good
in
thing
that
you're a
era.
Dolphin fan.
well, I
Good thing you're a
mean,
Dolphin fan.
here's the thing. Here's the thing, though.
Mentally fatigued. You don't
Just like
remember
we're
him sitting on
having,
the couch with the ball, talking,
Oh,
not wanting
I
to
mean-
go out there and face the media, the press conference, and all that. Could you imagine if Jordan had to live underneath the scrutiny that LeBron James? They were, no matter what you did,
oh,
it was never good enough. The man was already psychotic. Create stories in his mind.
oh my God.
So
Well,
could you imagine
here's
today's media where he had access to everybody's opinion? I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God.
Look,
Oh
I
my
mean,
LeBron
here's the
James,
thing, though.
LeBron James and Michael Jordan are both great players. Y'all are the ones, and y'all
Yes.
mind because y'all grew up with him. That no one or nothing can ever be greater than that.
And that's the
why I
thing.
feel like
That's the thing.
And that's why I don't like to have these conversations because, like I said, what can LeBron James do? Because every single thing you said he didn't do well.
But he can't.
He's worked at it and he's gotten better at it and he's improved it. He never
But I
remembered
mean,
it. Developed
just like we're having
it.
these conversations about LeBron and Michael Jordan, there's somebody out there who's probably watching this live stream and saying, you know what, as good as both those guys were, Kobe Bryant is my guy. As good as Kobe Bryant was, Dr. J is my guy. It's all subjective. But the problem is, you even got guys who like Larry Bird over everybody. But the
Well,
problem
Larry
is,
Bird is better than LeBron, though.
no, he's not. No, he's not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Absolutely yes.
Wait,
Absolutely not. Larry Bird cannot
is
touch
better
LeBron.
than Michael
No,
LeBron.
he is not.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
No.
He is. Yeah, he is.
Listen, man, this is all I'm saying to y'all. In the biggest games of your career in the NBA Finals, Michael Jordan killed LeBron James, okay?
Yep.
The man averaged 33.6 points per game in the NBA Finals. He still holds the record today of averaging 41 points a game in 93 in the Finals. LeBron's career average in the Finals is 28 points.
Well, TD, I just want to say this.
5 more points.
involved.
You know where the 5 points came from? The last 2 shots of the game. Drops Mike. Clutch.
I mean, here's the thing, though. I don't have much time left, but I just want to say this. There's people like UTD and you, Fins 209, where it's like no matter what LeBron does, he'll never surpass Jordan in your mind. What I'm saying is, I can't speak for Finsanity or Miles or anybody else here, but for me, it says a lot about a guy like LeBron. Again, right now, I do think Jordan is the greatest of all time, but to me, it says a lot about a guy like LeBron who can have the setbacks that he had in the finals, still come back, because notice, every single year, the media tries to create one player. One year it's Durant. One year it's Derrick Rose. They create these narratives about these players to try to outshine him. And year after year,
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard,
yeah.
Giannis. He's still the main guy at top, even at his age. So to me, it says a lot about a guy who can have the success that he's had, whether it be in Cleveland, Miami, or the Lakers. He can still have success, lead teams the way that he's led teams, get the most out of guys. To the
Kawhi Leonard could do that though too.
No, he cannot.
He
Kawhi,
did with Toronto.
Kawhi doesn't buy
he
his
did
play.
with Spurs. But he did
So
with
Daryl,
Toronto, Spurs.
Hold on,
he
Fins.
went to
Let him
finals.
finish, Fins.
Toronto
But-
was a playoff team already. Toronto
Kawhi was
the
not the
Eastern
leader of that
Conference
Toronto
Finals
team, though.
already.
But
So
here's the thing.
Daryl,
Yes, sir.
Daryl,
Yes, sir.
he
Yes,
can
sir.
be that great. He is a great. He's an NBA
Right.
great. He's top 5 all time. But just like you, he ain't the GOAT. That's all this is about. We could talk. We could say, LeBron James is not the GOAT, and we could go on a tantrum or talk about, but you got to look at all his
I wasn't through with my point. Though. Here's the thing. If LeBron gets the 6 rings, given all the points that I just made, if LeBron gets the 6 rings, which I don't know if he will, but when you assess his career and see how he won with Cleveland, Miami, and the Lakers, doesn't that at least put him in the conversation? Because again, there's never
No.
But again, just like I said, there are people like you guys who don't think so. But at the same time, for me, in my opinion, it's a good startup because no other superstar has gone to any other team and had the success that he's had and led the teams the way that he's led them. Yes, he's had struggles. Yes, he's failed. But at the same time, he still found a way to bring the teams that he's brought back into the limelight. Miami didn't win anything for a while until he showed up. The Lakers didn't win anything a while until he showed up. He helped get Cleveland their first championship. But that's really all I'm saying.
Here's why, Daryl. Another thing that you got to consider, okay? We're talking about if he gets to 6. I will be the first to tell you here, if he got to 8 and he was the main reason why, then I'm having a conversation.
Here's the thing.
Yeah. But if LeBron James gets to 6 in this point in his career, it's impressive, but he won't be the lead guy that's doing it. See,
I don't know.
That's the difference. That's the difference, though. We want to talk about, because there are a lot of people in this NBA. I mean, with that notion, then why isn't Robert Horry better than LeBron then? You see what I'm saying?
But again, rings don't determine who's better in certain situations.
Exactly. So when you throw out if he gets the 6, that means nothing to me because I want to know how you got it, who you got there with, and what role did you play.
Yes.
Listen, when Jordan was on the court, there was an A and there was a B. Most of LeBron's championships, there was a 1A and a 1B. So that's my problem. Jordan, A. Pippen, B. Rest of the team, C or better. LeBron, 1A.
But TD.
Kyrie, 1B.
But what has Kyrie done,
1A.
though? What has Kyrie done since he left? That's the thing.
Bosh, 1C.
Yeah, but you can name. Yeah, but
every
you can.
team.
Yeah,
his most impressive victory. His most impressive, if you ask, matter of fact, no, he's always had a 1A or a 1B.
Yeah.
He's even gone as far with Chris Bosh as a 1C. LeBron James has always had a 1A, 1B, 1C, or a 1A, 1B.
I mean, no player has won a championship on their own. That's
no.
I mean, come on.
You're missing what I'm saying here. There is a difference between 1A and 1B and what Jordan had, A
but you
and B.
still need help, TD. All these 1A, 1B, to me, that don't mean nothing.
About. You're missing it. Yes, everybody needs help, right? But the level of help, bro, Jordan was A.
Dude. It's still help, dude.
Daryl, Jordan, follow me on this first. Jordan was A. Wait, not finish first. Wait, not finish. Jordan was A.
Yeah.
Scotty was B.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else on the team was C, D, F. But hold on, Daryl. LeBron James, he was A1. Kyrie was A2. When he went to Miami, LeBron was A1. Dwayne was A2. Bosh was A3. When he went to LA, LeBron was A1. Anthony Davis was A2. You see what I'm saying? He's always had a player on at least close to his status. Jordan
Did you just say Kyrie was supposed to his status?
Yes, well, you know
Yes.
where Kyrie put up for it? In clutch. Kyrie can go out there and put up 40 any night. Doggone right he was close to his status.
But
It's just
here
that
we
when
are.
Yeah, and that same
But
balls
here we are
into the
now.
Eastern
Kyrie has
Conference
not
Finals
had that
without
same amount of
his
success.
hands.
Yeah, but you could be.
Same Boston team made it to the Eastern Conference Finals without him. Okay.
When you
Okay,
take
but
the
you
ball
could-
out of his hands,
could-
when you take
yeah.
the balls out of but just because a team make it to the Eastern Conference Final without nobody don't mean nothing. Maybe they would have won it all had they had them. That's the point.
No.
TD,
If
I gotta go,
no.
man.
Yes.
I got work tomorrow, but
Appreciate
listen,
you, Daryl.
God bless all y'all. Insanity. I can't wait till your new show. I'm counting down the days, and I wish you nothing but the best, girlfriend. And God bless all y'all. You know, it's been fun.
God bless you too.
Later.
Sith Lord said anyone that can even begin to think LeBron is better than Jordan is just delusional, refusing to see facts. It's not that they're refusing to see facts, Sith Lord. It's simply because they've grown up watching LeBron as their hero. They've never soaked in what Jordan did to the game.
And you know,
That's fair.
Yeah, because
fair.
when you seen Jordan,
might
you
just
seen
be-
you just took it as it was. When you see Jordan, he just he just averaged another triple
No,
double.
you just heard about
yeah.
his.
Yeah,
you
and
just
you
heard
just took.
about his history.
Why did you
Yeah.
But
keep
when you
saying
actually
Jordan
saw what
averaged a triple
LeBron
double?
did,
He
see,
did
I'm blessed.
in the
I'm
finals.
36 years old. I got to see both of them.
LeBron
I
James.
got to see both of them,
and
primes and
TD,
all.
Yeah.
I'm
I got
16
to
years
see
old.
both.
I've been watching LeBron my whole life. Maybe that's just me. I never grew up watching Jordan, so maybe it's just me because I can give you that argument if LeBron's better or not because I've watched LeBron my entire life. So maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I've
Insanity.
never seen.
Hey, Miles, have you seen The Last Dance?
Yeah,
And what'd you think about it?
because that made me think a lot about it made me think a lot better of Jordan because that was the last dance was great. So seeing all the
Yeah.
things that Jordan did, that you know I
can't say nothing.
I'll
You
give you
can't
that
say
one.
nothing.
Okay, the last dance
Yeah.
definitely
But can I say
improved.
Here's the
something?
thing with me.
Can Sandy, can I say something real quick?
Last Dance is so biased. It's not even funny.
Of course, it's
How is
biased.
it biased? Wait till LeBron's Last Dance come out. You're gonna see a real bite because you know he try to copy
Yeah.
everything Jordan do, just like
Yeah.
Space Jam,
Can
Pretty
right?
I
much.
say
Yeah.
something
Pretty
real
much.
quick?
Just like Space
me-
Jam, right?
For me, here's the thing. I
It's
never
not
got
his
to
fault that
watch.
he is a Hollywood superstar. He's been in multiple films because he can act and he's great at it. He excels in everything. He
had one or
I
two
never-
parts.
I
Let me
never
tell
got
y'all
to see.
something. When
I
it
never
comes to
got to see
business,
Jordan
when it
play.
comes
He's
to
the guy's
big
best
business
supporting
acumen,
role.
I respect LeBron James like no other. When it comes to business, when it comes to having an agenda and building something, ain't nobody gonna get greater respect. He's gonna be bigger than Jordan off the court. I truly do believe it, and I'll never take that away from him. He's in my top 3 players of all time, LeBron James, and I wasn't even favored for him in his career. But for him to make my top 3, that's ultimate respect. LeBron James is literally, if you believe in goats with plural, he's one of the goats. But
I got
when
him
we're
in my
talking
top
about
5.
the GOAT, it is Michael Jordan.
I got him in my
Hands
top
down.
5.
Insanity.
And the crazy thing is, man, just watching Jordan do what he do without HD. Ooh,
Yeah.
imagine
The
if
hanger,
that
what
man
were you
was in
saying?
HD 4K. Woo-hoo! Oh my
The blood.
The hanger,
god!
what were you
The
saying?
shoe full of blood.
I wanted to say one
Hold up.
thing. I agree with you on 99% of the things that you say on TD FinTalk, but you are wrong about Jordan. You are wrong. You're dead wrong. I'm sorry.
For me, I never got to
I
see
respect
Jordan
that.
play. I did not get that kind of nostalgic childhood thing where I'm looking at him going, yeah, but I watched him when I was a kid and he's the greatest.
Yeah.
I only get LeBron, right? I've seen the story of LeBron. And for me, I'm always going to give it to you straight. I look back and I think Jordan had a better career. Overall, I think Jordan had a better career. I think he was more dominant when he played, when he was in his
less
game,
time.
when he was at the prime
In
of
less
his
time.
When he was at the prime of his career, he was better, in my opinion, and he was just absolutely the guy. I don't think LeBron has done that. LeBron can still do that, but it's going to be very hard at this point in his career. That's just my opinion. I think at this
Oh,
point,
I
Jordan
got
had
it.
a better career. Than
I gotta
LeBron
get
has
out.
had.
I gotta get out of here, guys. But I want y'all. When I end this stream, I want y'all to think about something tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing that nobody considers about Jordan. No matter what team you rooted for, nobody hated Jordan like they hate LeBron because you couldn't debate. You just had to be a fan of something that you never saw. And I would love to argue this with some people, but the wife just texted me, I have to go now because this was supposed to be a stream from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. As y'all can see, it is 11:41, okay? She just sent that nice, nasty text that I'm never following what I promised. So y'all, I know y'all love me enough to not want me to get a divorce. So I'm going to have to set it off right here. Instead of dying the rebuttal. So Jordan Goat Finsanity, get over it. Love y'all. Gotta go. Peace. Bye. Bye. But get ready for me and Finsanity. We're gonna have a stream coming this week. We got some stuff that we're gonna be doing, especially with the Super Bowl. So y'all get ready. And we got another donation. Let me hear up and read it before I get out of here. I don't want them to be like, oh, you donated and didn't even read it. He said, great point, TD. I am 50. I have seen all the Jordan years and all the LeBron years. LeBron is a great player, but Jordan is the best. Drops mic. Hey, listen, y'all go cry in the car if you believe otherwise. It's all good, okay? Cry in the car. You know.
I respect it. Everyone's opinion.
Last words, Jordan is the GOAT, LeBron is the sheep. I'm out of here, y'all.